Myself more time. Usually I couldn't get out early though.
It happens. Alright, so welcome, friends, to another game of Skyfall 5th Edition. Resolution, your DM as always, and I'm joined today by the lucky bastards who last session got into a bunch of garbage. A huge mess. Down a man with Ivan feeling rather ill, the three progressed through the dungeon and managed to make it through the 4th level. However, when making it through, they found a prize at the end, and the next level that awaited them was significantly more difficult than what they had anticipated. And all along the way, some very horrible things had happened. A canine companion, or perhaps two canine companions, were lost. Sir Knight was was killed once again. The party conspired against itself. A Cyclops was defeated. A box, a very important escape, was retrieved, and Dudarin was killed, or so they thought. So, rejoining us now, we're on this incredibly large mountain, and Zai, you're at the top with all of these pillars about you, a few of them broken, a Cyclops' corpse laying there, and gore that drips off of one side of the mountain. There's a pedestal nearby that you know you can use to summon Elena since she's been there before. And there was a chest just a moment ago that you had retrieved a small puzzle box from, which has since sort of vanished into nothingness. Over the side of the mountain, three of your companions lay there. And if I remember correctly, Beneltir, you're not conscious, are you?
No, none of us are conscious.
Yeah. So all three of them are clustered there, like 200 or 300 feet down the mountain. And you can see them, like, off in the distance. It's, like, right before the cloud cover starts to kind of cover the bottom half of the mountain. What do you want to do?
As oblivious as he is, I'm probably just gonna yell down, "Hey guys, I got the puzzle box!"
Hey, you guys!
I'd like everybody, like, apart from Zai, to roll for me a death saving throw, essentially, like just a luck roll, and see if anybody gets a 20. It's a 4, 8, and a jinked die.
Okay, I was wondering. Give me a moment.
It'd be so horrible if I'm the one that got the 20.
No.
Nobody wakes Zai. You can see that all around their bodies. Oh, excuse me. There's a good deal of blood that coats the rocks there and their gear. They definitely look like they're in bad shape.
I'm assuming I probably can't, like, I can kind of tell, but not really from my height. Since I'm pretty far above them, eh?
Like whether or not they're dead.
Yeah, I can just kind of see them there. I can't really tell if they're, like, dead or just not moving or what.
Yeah, they're clearly not moving, but you don't know what their condition might be.
Come up here, do all this work on my own. Now I gotta drag them all up here, and I'll be wiping as much of, like, the blood and guts up that Cyclops off of myself as I can. Is that rope at all usable anymore, or is it?
No, not the one that you used for the Cyclops.
I don't have a washing machine to, like, wash all the crap off of it.
Yeah, no, it's like crushed under the pillar, and there's like blood and horribleness all over.
Alright, well, I guess I still got my pittance. I'm gonna try climbing down the mountain, get back to my companions.
Okay. Are you going to rush it, or are you going to take your time?
No. Taking my time.
Okay. Slowly, you make your way down the mountain, and many minutes later eventually get to the resting spot of your three companions, and all of them look like they're not doing very well.
What happened here? Ivan, Dudarin, Beneltir, any of you? And I'll be nudging them all with my quarterstaff.
Yeah, make a medicine check for me.
Medicine to poke.
That's not gonna be good. 6.
They seem like they're all sleeping.
Quite the odd time to take a rest.
Jesus.
I guess I'll probably look and see if there's any wounds I can tend to with my superior knowledge of medicine.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And you know what? If I feel like they're sleeping, I might just try to take a rest beside them.
Okay. Yeah, we'll carry over your previous role here as you kind of look at them and see if you can bandage them in any way. But it seems like most of their wounds are the kind where you might make them worse if you disturb them. So you kind of just take a rest beside them, and time goes by.
Quick question though, I'd probably be able to tell that Dudaren's not alive, considering.
Oh
Kind of
no,
my
Dudaren
jam,
seems
right?
like he's indeed alive.
Oh, okay.
But he's laying there on his side, and you can see he's still attached to Ivan. Like he has the rope which binds Ivan to his back, and he's laying there, and he's breathing, believe it or not.
All right, wait. I'm gonna sit down and rest for a bit. I'm pretty tired after this ordeal here.
Okay, you get a short rest, and whatever that restores to you as a monk, and you can use hit dice if you'd like. And after an hour, the three of you begin to wake. Ivan, you're trapped. You can't move. Your arms are free, and so are your legs, but you're kind of like laying on the ground, and there's something very heavy attached to you. And as you look down, you can see your waist has a heavy set of rope that has been corded multiple times, which attaches you to apparently Dudaren as you look over your shoulder. And Dudaren seems to be moving and getting up as well.
Mechanically, how many hit points do we have?
You all have one.
Okay.
How much pain am I in?
Sorry, save for Ivan. Ivan, you have. Dudaren absorbed most of the fall. You're fresh coming out of a long rest.
Okay.
So a lot of pain.
Dudaren, you're in a lot of pain. It feels as though the side of your rib cage, the one that you rest on right now, was struck by a cart being carried by like 18 of the king's strongest horses. You know what I mean. You're not feeling very good, but you do wake up, and as you look around, you can see like nearby Zai is sitting on a rock and like, staring listlessly at the clouds above.
I kind of hold my side and do my best to slip out of this holster without moving too much.
I'll probably notice you moving and get up and Dudaren, you're awake. Let me help you with that.
Okay.
And I'll try to get them untied.
As you make your way over and go to take off the rope, you notice something about Dudaren. Both Zai and Dudaren can see in plain sight that the arm you are resting on is horridly damaged. And there's like a horrible squelching and ripping sound almost as like you get up off of the rock, and you can see like it looks bad, and it's at that moment that you notice that you can't feel anything in that arm.
Can I
That looks
try
pretty
and
gross.
can I try and like lift it at all? Like move anything?
Yeah, you see your muscles flex and your arm kind of responds and like jerkily moves over to the side a little bit and then just stops. You realize that you have like barely any control over it.
All right, that's gonna be a problem.
What happened?
I don't know.
Everything's fuzzy.
Everything seemed fine on top of the mountain. I thought I had the hard part.
I saw Dudaren fell, and I fell after him. I grabbed him, and I cast Featherfall on us. When we landed, the impact knocked us all out.
But
It was all of your lucky that you're even alive.
where are we still in the dungeon? Where did this mountain come from?
We are indeed in the dungeon.
Dudaren.
But by the way, look what I got. And I'll pull the puzzle box out.
Zai extends his hand, and there it is, the glorious puzzle box. identical to the one that you used to get in and out of this dungeon.
God. We need to leave as soon as possible.
Here, Darren, let me look at your arm. I want to try and like make him sort of like a sling and cast Cure Wounds to try and just help him out at
Sure.
all.
Roll that Cure Wounds. Let's see how much health it's store.
7.
Okay, so Darren, you heal 7, so you're at 8. And you see that the flesh of his arm starts to magically knit itself back together, though it still feels numb to you, dude. And you can't really move it very well. It no longer looks nearly as gruesome, but you feel as though it's like a limb responding to the ghost of your commands almost. Like nothing that you try to get it to do comes through exactly the way it should. Either jerkily or slowly, doesn't seem to want to obey whatever kind of commands you give it. Table talk. Your injury is as follows. From your horrible strike against the side of the mountain, you suffer a -2 to intelligence, a -2 to dexterity. Your arm is broken, and it operates clunkily, having the ability to do simple tasks like grasping objects and picking them up, as long as they don't weigh too much, but it will not be usable for anything combat related. And from your strange fall, you receive a bonus +2 to your wisdom. I would take all of those and probably write them somewhere in case you do decide to pursue a way to reverse your injury, or at least parts of it, so that you can remember what part is injury and what part was originally your character. But that is what you have for now.
Oh yeah, this character sheet has a conditions thing.
Sweet. Yep.
So it's -2 and it's -2 dex. Fucked up arm, +2 wisdom.
Yes.
Okay, well that puts me in an int of 8.
Oh boy.
Sexy.
Dex of 10 and wisdom of 11.
Holla. An arm of 1.
Arm of 1. That was.
I
that
have
was
a
cold.
plan for that.
I bet you do. Dude, Ernest, you wake from your previous unconsciousness, and you're healed, and see your group around you and hear their explanations. The puzzle box is shown to you. You feel different, though how you choose to play that out, I leave up to you.
I mean, different, more different than I already am? Or...
Like the broken Dudairn that you're talking about the other day has begun to sink in almost a bit more.
Okay.
So the group of you are here, all 4 of you on the side of the mountain. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna poke his arm first.
Okay.
This is a problem. Ivan, you're a healer. Is there something we can do about this? I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be the one to say it. People don't fear a cripple.
I throw my head back and just groan. Let's sit down, Darren. Maybe I can do something for you.
I continue to sit where I was.
Is there anything I can do? If I do throw, a level 2 cure wounds at him.
Sure. Yeah. Roll a medicine check for me.
I'm good at that.
Time for the 20.
Oh.
No good rolls
10.
yet, boys.
Nice.
10?
10.
Oh, okay. Well, that's decent. You've seen a good deal of injury in your day. As a cleric who travels the lands, you've healed townsfolk and struck down demons in equal measure. And you have seen that some injuries cannot be healed. This is one of those. you know that there is magical power in the land that can fix such a horrid, let's say, tragedy. But it's certainly outside of your power grasp, and you know that these beings wouldn't be like a high priest of a temple, or like an avatar of the gods, like a creature of legend or ocean fabled, that sort of thing. His arm is broken, and it's gonna be like that, and there's no healing that you can do to fix it.
Okay. I relay this to you, Darren. And I'll throw another cure wounds at him just to get him, I guess, the rest of him, back to a bit of a fighting state.
By the way, chat says cut off the arm and replace it with an axe. People fear people with an axe for a hand.
Chat, don't let illusion enter my plans.
Ivan, did you say people with great magical prowess might be able to do something? Like, someone that could create an infinite dungeon?
That
Geofax
Could be a
is
candidate.
dead.
How much hit points did you give me?
14.
Oh, sweet.
Well, I feel like Geofax Dead still has more power than any of us. I mean,
Right,
look at
it
this.
has a lasting power, that being his dungeon, but I do not think there's any way to harness the power of this dungeon to assist in his arm, although perhaps we'll keep that in mind.
If only Sir Knight was here, we could find out how his arm stays on.
It
Well,
was a suit
what?
of armor, Zai. He wasn't real.
should
How
when
many
I
times do I have to say this?
look up at the mountain, we should probably focus on getting out of here first.
I think
Oh
so
yes,
as well.
the exit is at the top to go to the next floor.
Of course it is.
Is there a pedestal up there?
Yes, there is. At the very top, though.
Well, say we perhaps have some questions for Elena. But perhaps after Darren's injury, we should take a break. Perhaps find ourselves a town nearby.
Mhm.
I think we could all use some rest.
Just
What happened to Duke and Cobra? Where are they?
They gave their
Middleton
lives
jumps off
to
the
protect ours.
What?
The dog is no longer alive.
Also, you ate him too.
Also, you ate
What?
him. Sigh.
Well,
about?
we were trapped. We didn't have the puzzle box. We needed rations. Cyclops don't taste very good.
Kind of dig through my bag. I had rations right here. What are you talking about?
We didn't have the puzzle box at the time. We could have been here forever.
Looking at him with a horrified face, trying to understand if he's lying to me or not.
He's not lying, Ivan.
We need to get out of here now.
Agreed. Although, before we continue, I suggest we take a short rest so that I can regain some of my spellcasting ability in the event that we tumble back down.
Oh yes, we have cleared this level, so best to take all the rest we need.
Just 30 minutes should be enough.
Fine.
Okay. So, half an hour goes by, and gains what you will from a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
You guys chit-chat about anything while you're sitting there, and just kind of fast forward to the next bit?
I'll probably just be telling them about my adventure at the top of the mountain.
Okay. Yeah, Zai describes to you in great detail how there was a Cyclops atop the mountain and killed it using a rope trap, essentially.
I assume we would take some time and make sure my arm is in a sling, or at least not gonna flail about everywhere.
Sure,
Mhm.
with some cloth, you can keep it sort of bound to the front of your armor.
As slowly and pedantically and carefully as possible, and we make it up the mountain without fail.
Ah. Traveling the mountain is a lot easier this time. There's no rocks being thrown at you, the winds seem to have subsided, and Ivan is carrying himself. And so the four of you managed to get up there with to spare. and atop the mountain you can see this temple ground-like area where a ring of pillars are what separates a flat ground from the side of the mountain. There's a cyclops nearby without a head, with 2 pillars that have like crushed onto it, and a little pedestal over on the other side.
Taking my time, I walk over to the pedestal.
As you get closer towards it, a small blue and very familiar figure appears atop it, and you see Elena, who looks over and she says, "Hello."
Hello, Elena. If we wished to leave the dungeon, we are permitted to, yes.
Of course.
At designated exit shafts, however, correct?
Well, yeah.
Well, you couldn't just take us to the lobby right now, could you?
No.
All right.
I'm just
Is there an
here to
exit
give-
shaft at the start of the next level?
I don't know.
If we
God, I
were to
hope there
leave
is.
and return, what would happen?
Well, when you return, you'll be placed at where you left.
I see. Kind of turning back to the party. Are we in agreement then? We will leave
need to
the dungeon
leave.
for now.
We need to leave.
Oh, we've got our way back, so we may as well get out for now. We've seen better days.
To say the least. All right, Elena. Take us to the next part of the dungeon.
Okay, you're all ready to go?
We are.
As we'll ever be.
All of you lose consciousness. The world turns to black, and as form comes back in, so too does the sensation of falling for all of you as you tumble down what seems to be a torch-lit cylinder. You can see all around you a circular wall of cobblestone that has on it a great deal of moss, and it seems like there's not only torches that lay around this cylinder, but also a sort of a weak sunlight almost, which comes filtering down from the top of the cylinder. And all of you are tumbling here. There's moss along the walls, and also what looks like vines that crisscross the cylinder as all of you are falling.
Okay. As I realize this, I begin to shout out to the rest of the group. Everybody join arms. That way we fall at the same rate. When we get close to the bottom, I will cast Featherfall on us.
I hesitantly
move
reach over
towards-
for Darren's like gross broken arm.
Also,
I-
reach out.
I'm gonna grab
I-
the side of his shirt instead.
Dexterity checks everybody, please.
Oh God. That one.
That one. Okay, beautiful. A 7. Oh my god, guys, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
14 plus, I think 1.
16.
Oh, 14 plus 2, 16.
Who had that 7?
Me?
What is it? It's the 7?
Yeah, because that's Dex. I don't have a modifier anymore.
So all of you are tumbling, and a couple of you manage to link arms, whilst Dudarn and Ivan, both of you are struck by the same heavy rope. There's like a thick vine that runs from one edge to the other, and it snaps as it hits you, and keeps you from grabbing onto Metaltier and Ivan as you're all tumbling here. All you fall, and the two of you are knocked to the side here. You can see that there is a pool of water waiting for you many, many feet down below the cylinder, and also that there appear to be openings which can be found in the cylinder as well. What looks like porches and little entranceways to who knows what, which kind of dot this cylinder that you're tumbling down. You could all try and angle yourselves to land on these, or try to fall into the pool of water. That is up to you. However, you are all moving fairly fast, and so to land on a porch might be ill-advised.
I scream out, first in pain,
Okay.
Right.
and then, Wizard, use your magic!
How far above the water are we at this point?
You are... Let's see here. Let's roll a little bit of luck. Okay, well, that's average. You're 100 feet away from the water right now.
Okay.
Okay.
How far are they from myself and Zai?
Not far. Like,
Not-
10 feet away.
Okay. When we get to about, like, I want to say 50 to 30 feet, I want to cast Featherfall on all of us.
Interesting. As you're tumbling here, Dudarin, you see below you that your trajectory is not looking good. You're going to land hitting one of these little openings, one of these like porchways almost, that hang off of the side of the cylinder. You're not going to make it to the hole there, and you can't angle yourself to fall different.
How close to Darren? How close am I to Darren?
10 feet away.
Wizard,
it would look-
now, please!
It would look kind of like, so Dudarin's here, and Zai is like over here, and the two of you have managed to link arms just over here. It's your
Now,
float.
as he shouts this for me to do it now, do I sense or notice any kind of urgency? Like, does it feel like he's scared, essentially, to hit whatever he's about to hit?
Whoa. that's kind of up to you, I guess. I don't know. Here, roll an insight check, and Dudarin, are you scared?
Yes!
Okay.
The last time I fell was off a mountain.
Dude,
Okay,
Aaron is
I
spooked.
notice. I notice, and I sense that he really does need me to do it. I cast Featherfall on all of us, and at that point, I tell Zai next to me, is there a porch particularly near us, or are we too far down?
Well, there's the one that it looks like Dudarin's gonna smash into. And there's another one over here that you could try to angle yourself towards if you...
Now that we're moving slower, can I grab onto one of the vines or ropes that are like crisscrossing the
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's
Column.
see. Make a straight dexterity check, or no, strength check, to grab onto one of them and hold onto it.
How easy would it be to get to the one that Dudarin is falling
Nat
towards?
20.
Okay, now roll for the vine. And, okay, the vine snaps and breaks in half, but your grip is so strong that you hold on to one end, and suddenly your force is radically altered. Both you and Meneltirn are now at the mercy, to some degree, of this rope, though you can, of course, like, let go partway through the swing if you want. Now that it's broken...
I mean, as soon as I would have seen him do that, I would have just let go.
Okay. Yeah, you see, Ivan reaches up, and you can tell he's going to grab on one of the vines, and you just, nope, and just let go of him.
I want to make my way towards the platform that Dudarin is going to fall towards.
Sure. Let's see here. Go ahead and make for me an acrobatics roll.
I guess because I'm already heading for it, and I'm not falling at death speed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep going for it.
Okay.
Yup. That's 16 plus 2, 18.
Okay, you managed to angle yourself over here, and you're now on course to land there. Dudarin, you're on course to land on one. Zai, you're going to go straight into the water, though you could try to go for the platform Dudarin's headed for. And Ivan, the rope here, we're going to roll a d4 to see what direction it'll swing you in. 3. Okay. The rope
I
is-
am trying to direct myself towards a nearby porch or opening if I can.
Yeah, so the rope here hangs directly above the same door, or sort of the same entranceway to the one that Dudarin is headed towards. So the rope like connects to this side of the wall, and so if you hold on to it, it will throw you towards that that opening.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. As this happens, oh sorry, what's up, Sai?
Oh, I was gonna say I'll probably try to get to one of the platforms. So if the one that Dudarin's on, try to
Okay.
angle myself that way.
Go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me, please.
Seven.
7. Okay, you try to angle over there, but you're not able to move quite fast enough. Now, So you can't get over there. You are very near the wall, so you could use that to your advantage if you want, or you could try to grab onto vines nearby, but you can't seem to, like, twist your body to fall in that direction.
Is there any way I can try to use the wall to angle myself over there? Like, if I'm close enough to just push off of it a bit?
You could push off to get to the one that Meneltyr is headed for.
Am I not headed for the same one as Dudarin?
Nope, you're on the other side.
Oh.
Yep,
Whoops.
it looks like they're headed over for one here, and you're headed for one over here, which is a bit further down.
I trust my jumping more than random vines, so yeah, I'll try to get to the one Meneltyr's on by pushing off the wall.
Sure, another acrobatics check, please.
Okay, this can't be as bad. Isn't it?
There you go.
19.
Okay, here's what happens. Dudarin, you land here, and it's a horribly uncomfortable landing as your knees kind of like bend from the force of you slamming onto the ground here. But you're moving at a slow enough speed thanks to this wizard's magic that you don't take any damage, and it's just like a brief pang of pain, and you're okay, you've landed. And next you see this sort of like this figure over in the distance, and you look over and see swinging on a vine, this dwarf just goes like right past you and flies down through the hallway. As like the vine breaks against the wall and he just goes sliding down.
Oh, okay, broke against the wall. Sorry, you're out of luck there.
So there's a little opening here. A hallway. And you come to a fairly comfortable rest right about here, Ivan. The whole thing is an exhilarating ride, and you don't seem to have like lost any gear or taken any damage thanks to your Tarzan tricks. Zai, you jump over here and manage to make a roll landing next to Meneltyr as Meneltyr makes a landing similar to Dudarin's over on a lower porch. And it also has a hallway that extends down here. And there we
I'm
are.
immediately taking stock. Are there any enemies? Anything to be worried about in this hallway?
Yeah, so you finish your slide and like quickly pull out your hammer. Let's see what we get here. Let's roll luck for what you guys got.
Oh boy.
Well, that's a 4.
You got the dragon.
Indeed, as you look down the hallway, you see what looks like a pair of red eyes and the outline of some sort of horrible snout that starts to come out into the light of the cylinder, and it's moving towards you. Its jaws open up and razor-like teeth are produced. Dudarin, from where...
Turning around. Look at how far down are Meneltyr and Zagataka from us?
Oh, they're about 50 feet down.
Oh god.
That's gonna hurt.
Dudarin, you can see from over here that Ivan has slipped past you, and also from over the porch, a bit further down, about 50 feet further down the cylinder, that Meneltyr and Zai have managed to land safely on the other one.
What's down our hallway?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, let's roll for that.
Oh god.
That's a 17. Much better.
That's better.
Down at the end of your hallway, it appears that there's an exit. A glass a glass tunnel goes up into the ceiling. It's a familiar sight.
Seeing that, I'm gonna turn around. I don't know time-wise where the two of us are, but seeing Dudarin, I'm gonna say, when Ivan's ready, both of you jump here. We found the exit.
Okay. Yes. Oh.
No.
What?
It's at this point that Ivan, you've run up to Dudarin.
I'll cast the spell.
We need to move.
How long does Featherfall last?
It lasts for 1 minute.
Okay. So given that, there's probably, I'd say about 10 seconds left to the spell.
No, once you land, it ends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's got a condition on it?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
it takes no falling damage and can land on its feet, and the spell ends for that creature.
Gotcha. Okay.
So.
An interesting predicament you have.
I can cast it again.
Do I see a second vine or rope nearby? I think will get me close to the porch.
Yeah, let's
Why wouldn't
roll.
you just jump?
Indeed, there is a vine nearby that connects the area from here towards the next porch. You could try and use it like a zip line, or maybe cut it to swing you. However, you don't know exactly how sturdy it is. It looks much like the one that you had grabbed onto while falling, and so you're not sure if it'll support your weight. Behind you, both Dudarin and Ivan, you hear a growl that comes rumbling down the hall.
Does Zai or myself hear that?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. Why won't you jump, Dudarin? I can cast the spell.
Yeah, we'll catch you. Don't worry.
You have plenty
How-
of time to make it.
How loud is that growl?
It's a very low rumble, one that registers on your senses, and it sounds like the creature is like 30 feet behind you.
I'm going to look behind us down
Yeah.
the hallway.
There's a pair of glowing red eyes accompanied with some teeth. A long sort of pointed snout comes from it, and what looks like strange sort of, not fur, but like scaly frills that come off of its neck. The rest of its body sort of hidden by darkness.
With 60-foot dark vision, can I see what it is?
Oh yeah, so looking down there, you adjust your eyes for a second, and in all of its glory, what looks like some sort of horrible snake-like creature with no arms or legs is like winding its way down the path towards you. It looks like not a worm like the kind you'd see in grass, but you know, like a wingless dragon almost. Though of course much smaller in stature, but quite large for this hallway and compared to yourselves.
So weighing my options here, can I like attempt to size up this creature and see how tough it is?
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
Roll insight.
I climb onto the banister.
It's a 23.
23. Do you think that this creature is a predatory creature, which is likely fairly strong, and you're not sure if you could best it in combat? You feel like it could be done, but you don't know enough to know for sure whether or not it's on par with you or a good deal stronger.
Okay, so I don't feel comfortable taking it on alone, but perhaps with the full party or something like that.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. And I see Dudarin mounting the banister there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keeping my eye on the creature. I'm also gonna get ready to jump, and I swear to God, Middle Tier doesn't catch us.
The
Psych!
second the second they jump from the landing, I want to cast Featherfall.
Okay, so both of you are gonna leap to theirs.
Yeah, we're gonna try and push off. I'm also gonna try and, I guess, I don't know how close the line is, but use it to like sort of direct myself better there if I can.
Sure, okay.
If not, then I'll just jump.
Both of you, please go ahead and make an athletics check for me as you long jump across the way.
I'll try to assist our landings too. Oh, no.
Okay,
16.
excuse me. You're under a bit of duress. There's a creature coming down the hall, and you quickly go and make a jump. Dudarin, you can feel the magic flow through you as you leap off, and Minaltirin magically utters out this Featherfall spell, causing you to tumble, and you're right on course. Just behind you, Ivan has jumped, and he slipped, stepping on a small pebble, causing his foot to roll out as he jumps forward. Ivan, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to grab onto the vine.
Can I try and reach out to him with my good arm?
Oh, Jesus, fuck. No, you're a bit ahead of him.
That's a 4.
A 4? Oh, no.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
you reach out and the tip of your finger kind of like grazes past the vine and you begin to tumble, and you know that you're not gonna land on the porch. Also, I think Steam has just exploded.
Good chance.
Yeah, it most certainly has. Thank you, Tuesday Maintenance.
Woo!
So, we're still good, but yeah, Stream, if we have technical issues, that's what's up. So you're falling now, and you're not going to make it. You're going to be short, like about 10 feet. So like right where you are is pretty much where you're going to get to before you just fall past the porch.
Okay.
And
As
can
I'm falling,
myself
can I,
or Zai notice that? By the
Yes,
way?
it is
Okay.
plain to see that Dudarin is going to land and that Ivan is not, and he's going to be short by about 10 feet.
Am I
Well, I
close
don't
enough
have
to the
10-foot
wall
long
over here
arms.
that I can like use my hammer to sort of push myself off towards the porch?
Oh, you want to push yourself off of the wall there with your hammer?
Attempt to essentially like use it as like
Ah.
longer reach to sort of push off a little bit more.
If it was a reach weapon, I would allow that, but it's not
Okay.
long enough for you to reach over and push yourself that way.
Oh boy.
What do you want to do? So you guys are midair right now. You do have the feather fall spell on both of you, but you're gonna miss the platform and risk.
What if
it.
what if I was like holding a backpack and like stretch that out off the edge between my arm length stretching and a backpack? Would he be able to grab onto the backpack and then I could pull him up?
Yes, but someone would have to be grabbing onto your legs.
I'll grab on
I'm using
with
your
my
backpack
-1
mental turn.
strength.
I'm just gonna keep trying for the platform.
Okay.
I take mental turn's backpack because mine has the puzzle box in it, and then reach
Okay.
that one over the
Hey.
edge.
The two of them are
Don't complain.
falling in a sort of slow, almost like suspended animation. You can see that Dudaren's going to be fine, but Ivan is not. He misses the rope, he fumbles his jump, and you turn over, grabbing Menelturn's backpack off of him. And then, what, tell him to grab your legs?
Yep.
Okay. As you
Don't
then,
let me fall, mental turn.
I'll do my best.
As you then go to jump out and hold out the backpack, here it is. Another chance for you, Ivan. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
There we go.
14.
You grab onto the backpack.
Oh, thank God.
And at this point, Zai, you're more than strong enough to hold on to Ivan, given your physical training. But Meneltern, I'm going to need a strength saving throw from you.
9.
Okay. Dudern, you land nearby and see laying down on the ground, Meneltern is holding on to Zai, and Zai is holding a backpack, which in turn is being held on to by Ivan. And Meneltern's arms look like they're straining, and worse yet, he's starting to slide off the side of the balcony.
I'm going to also grab onto Zai.
Okay.
With his good arm.
Yes, with my good arm.
Okay.
Oh no.
Go ahead and make a strength check for me. Let's see what we get.
Strength. 12.
Okay, you reach down and grab there with your one good arm, and you manage to pause the descent. No longer is Meneltern sliding off the side of the balcony here, and you're all held there. You also notice, as you're kind of holding him, that up above, 50 feet higher, at the other porch, a large snake-like creature is winding its way out to the porch there, and looks at its surroundings and the group of you as you're all kind of extended over the porch, and just kind of watches you intently.
What the hell is that thing?
Oh God. Can
Who cares?
Can I
Pull me up.
recognize the creature?
You pull out your field guide. According to my research. You certainly can if you have proficiency in nature.
Nope.
How about Arcana?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
7.
You're not sure what it is. It seems like it's kind of familiar, like you might have read about it, but you can't recall anything at the time.
Probably all the stress right now.
The
Alright,
fact
I'll
that
be-
your
I'll be
arms
trying
are
to
about to
pull-
pop out of their sockets.
I'll be trying to pull Ivan back up now.
Okay, sure. So with some effort, the group manages to hoist Zai back up, and eventually Ivan as well. And let's see here. Okay, well that's not great.
No, the snake does not attack.
Snake drops
No.
magical items down the path
Bad,
towards us.
bad illusion.
No, something worse, perhaps. As you get up to the top, the three of you are on the balcony, and Ivan is the only one hanging off. Zai, you've been hoisted back up top, but the backpack tears. And you hear the sound of this rip here as Ivan is holding onto one side and you're holding onto the other. What's in your backpack, Meneltern?
So let's see here. Let me look at my inventory. All of the loot.
Okay. No one needs
the-
any of that shit.
Yeah, the only things that wouldn't be in there are my spellbook, my staff, and my gold.
Okay. I'm gonna roll luck here. Alright.
Don't tell me we lost the +1 arrow.
No,
Fall-
+1 arrow.
Falling out of the side, you see Meneltier, your broken staff comes tumbling off the side of the backpack as it tears.
I'm holding my staff.
Oh, you said that was in your backpack.
No, the only things that aren't in my backpack are the staff, my spellbook, and my gold.
Oh, I see. Sorry,
So
I heard
all-
wrong. The
right,
+1
all-
arrow tumbles out of the backpack. And Ivan, you're able to try and catch it if you want. You see as it like kind of pokes its way out of the tear in the backpack, but perhaps not the biggest problem. You're holding on to the backpack.
Okay, so it hasn't fallen out yet.
No, it is.
Yeah, like it's just about to tumble out of the side here.
I mean, I guess I'll reach up and sort of like, you know, have two hands on the backpack, one kind of covering the hole.
Okay,
Oh boy.
let's see here.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, as you shift, you manage to push the arrow back into the backpack, and the backpack is hoisted up with yourself, and all of you are safe on this balcony here. And almost with like a slither of disappointment, this snake-like creature, its tongue comes out of its mouth and kind of like and turns around and makes its way back into the hallway. Disappointed. All of you are safe. Meneltier in your backpack has a tear in it. You're gonna have to sew
Right.
that up someday.
Hey, I know a dwarf who has mending.
Ah. Yes.
Man, maybe if you ask him nicely, he'll help you out.
He might ask you nicely for a couple things momentarily.
Maybe if I cast friends on him and then make myself
Shut up!
invisible.
I don't even have the spell slots for that.
No, it's a cantrip.
I don't have invisibility though.
Just pretend to be a vine.
Pretend to be a vine. Rolls 20. Ivan thinks he's a vine.
Okay, you're all safe here on this side of the balcony. Congrats. What do you want to do?
Thank God. Quick.
I'm gonna check the hallway to make sure that there's no other weird creatures in there.
Yeah, true to their words, Zai and Meneltier weren't lying. There's an exit down at the end of the hall.
Quick, let's go.
Everyone good?
As good as
Yes,
we'll ever be.
Let's get going before something else happens to us.
Okay, heading towards the glass chamber.
All of you make your way inside, and the door closes behind you as this glass cage begins to ascend through the ceiling.
As we're unlike the ride up, I'm gonna look over to Ivan. Ivan, could you do something for me, please?
Hmm?
My staff and my backpack have been broken. You know mending magic, don't you?
I do.
Would you be so kind as to fix them for me?
I'll wait a moment or two, just like staring at him. I suppose. And I'll
With,
take
like,
his
a
staff
sigh
and
of
backpack.
relief.
And I will attempt to cast mending on both to repair
Okay.
them.
Yeah, the tears on the backpack are easily mended, and your magic is enough to reseal it. You see magically as fibers weave themselves back together. The other item you were attempting to fix was the staff, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one, something strange happens. You note that the end of the staff, where there was previously a sort of like a metal, I think it was like a circular type shape that had the stone
Yep.
on it, has been completely blasted off. And there's like a charred set of splinters, which now make up one side of the staff. And as you hold out your hand and start to work your bending magic, it seems divinity has its limits, and you see that new fibers start to appear and splinters knit themselves into a solid wooden chunk. There's no metal at the end though, so it's just like a plain wooden staff now.
Okay.
So
Good enough.
table talk, that's back to your 1d8 staff that you had, or whatever it was,
Right.
like the base
Right,
stats.
Oh, you have a better staff than I do.
Poor Sai.
I said, thank you, Ivan. Thank you very much. And then
I'll look down at my little nub of a staff.
Your wooden pokey sticks.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys chat about anything as you ascend through the layers of the ocean on the way up?
Meneltiern sits silently in a corner of the box.
Okay. In the fetal position, rocking and crying?
Not in the fetal position, just kind of looking off into nothing, kind of like a 1,000-yard stare.
Okay, that's appropriate.
I'd probably be brainstorming with you, Darren, like what we can do about this arm.
Hmm.
We maybe attach a shield to it, or a weapon, or like get him a new arm.
Yeah, roll insight for me.
Jeez, if I had that zombie foot, I could figure out a way to like make a dead person's arm come alive. Oh, damn it. I think that's 13.
Yeah, his arm is horribly broken, but it does still have like the same weight to it as before. It's not like
no.
like he still has like the muscle fiber and everything. It seems like it doesn't really respond to him. So other than the fact that you know it's kind of useless to some degree, it looks relatively normal, and you kind of puzzle over what sort of ideas you might be able to put into place here for his newfound his newfound injury.
Perhaps we'll find a blacksmith in the next town. Maybe you can make something for him, Ivan.
I'm
Do I have
just
the
going.
tools?
I'm just going to see if this will heal at all.
I'm just gonna whisper to Ivan. I don't think it's.
Kind of shake my head at him. You'd be lucky.
Okay. Time passes, and eventually your glass chamber eventually makes it up to this exit room. It's this beautiful glass-like cube that has this altar to Aurex over on one side, tunnel that goes down through the ocean, and this beautiful ocean landscape all 360 around. What do you guys want to do?
I look to Zai. Zai, the puzzle box. I'll hold out my hand.
Oh yes. Let's leave this place, shall we? And I will hand Meneltiern the puzzle box.
Oh, and before he does, I say, wait a minute. This may be the last chance we get for a safe rest before our journey into the real world, let's say. Perhaps we should take a moment to take a much-needed long rest.
I think that's probably for the best.
Okay. So everyone's gonna go for a sleep?
In the lobby. Let's
Alright.
So all of you get a long rest. You can restore whatever that grants you. And
thank God.
the evening goes
I have
by
more
without
than one hit
interruption
point.
as the sound of the waves from beyond this glass room rock you all to sleep. And wake up the next day as, the sun kind of comes back around and all of you are here untouched and unmolested next morning.
Why'd you have to say that?
Well, because it's a common thing.
What has been happening to the other parties?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some devious things going on.
Concerned.
Does my arm hurt any less this morning?
Your arm does feel much better. However, as you go to move it, you find that you can get it to reach over and grab stuff. You manage to even pull out something from your backpack or adjust your belt, but it's very slow and your grip is not very strong.
If I attempt to work with Dudare and cause
It is
the
your left
equivalent
arm.
of
I'll clarify.
I was
It's your bad arm.
Well, I'm
because I'm a
kind of
cleric
mid
and I
at
have
that.
pretty high medicine. Do I know the rough equivalent of physical therapy that some exercises Dudarian could do to try and improve his arm's condition?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can give him instruction on exercises that he can do to try and keep his arm in the best shape possible. You tell him to keep trying to use it and make sure that you don't strain yourself, but have a very active approach to using it when you can.
I'm just gonna look at Meneltiern. Hey, Noodle Arm, you should probably listen too.
Savage.
I look at him and don't say anything, and just
I'll just make motions of lifting weights, point at him.
I just go back to looking off into the distance.
What has my life become?
Well, are we all ready to get out of here finally?
Yes, let's leave this
Who
place
has the
for
box?
now.
Zai does.
I'll
Who
take
should
it
go
out.
first?
I'll go first.
All right, Ivan.
Okay. One by
Can
one, the group solves the puzzle box. Disappear.
Goodbye, Elena. Goodbye, Sir Knight.
I was-
Goodbye, Geofax.
About to ask if I could even solve it with one hand.
You say goodbye, and you think you hear a muffled voice from over by the cage that descends through the ocean, going goodbye. And slowly, one by one, you all disappear using the puzzle box. Ivan, you're the first to see it as you come out onto the other side. It is a winter wonderland all about you. There is 2 feet of snow, which covers the ground. And there are very cold winds that blow throughout the forest. You can see that the sky is overcast, though no snow seems to be falling right now, and you can see that the trees that you had once been around before falling into this endless dungeon are exactly in the same place that they should be, but some things have changed. The bushes around you have long since atrophied and died due to the cold, and that's when it hits you, just like the horrible chill. The rest of you start to appear here and find yourselves in a similar situation.
How long were we in there?
The second I show up in this, I pick up the other puzzle box to try to go back.
You can if you want.
I say, Zai, and I whack him with my staff. I whack the puzzle box out of his hand.
I did not sign up for this. The dungeon was warm, at least.
No. And I take a piece of cloth from my bag or something and pick up this world puzzle box and put it in my pack.
Okay, yeah, you know how to handle the puzzle box properly. Grabbing some cloth, you stuff this thing away in your pack, and I need to ask all of you, who has winter clothing?
Not a
Okay!
chance.
I forget
yeah.
none of us.
What? I have common clothes.
Yep.
Does
I don't
that
even have
cover?
pants anymore. Like I'm.
Oof.
If
I mean,
I'm,
I'm wearing a cloak.
if
so
I'm
that
right,
might help.
we went in there in the summer.
No, we went there in the fall.
I would have had my regular clothes, my cloak, except now my pants are like melted off, and the bottom half of my cloak from that blob.
God, that's right.
Okay, so all of you are
Actually-
standing here in the cold between the, you know that down towards the south, there are the jungles of Jian, and up towards the north, Kushiwin Forest, which is kind of what you're in right now.
And to the northeast is Lenma.
Yes, there are some cities that you were kind of headed towards before you had bumped into this puzzle box.
Is Lenma the closest city that I could
Yes.
judge from my map?
Yeah, it seems like
make
it.
a beeline straight for that.
Okay. So it looks like it's probably a couple of days in that direction. Perhaps worse, but you guys are gonna go for it, yes?
That's the
Yeah.
plan.
If I see any wild animals on the way, I'm gonna try to make some pants.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I need everybody to please make for me a Constitution saving throw.
Like I knew I was gonna like lose some appendages or like toes and something from this frost. I didn't think it would happen right away.
Well,
16.
Mm,
4.
That's a
Third-
9.
13.
So who got under a 10?
Me.
Take a guess.
Okay, so Dudarin and Zai. The two of you can feel this chill seeping into your body, and as you are all marching here, you get only like 2 or 3 hours travel on the very first day before you start moving at like half speed, and the cold is causing your hands to just like jitter horribly, and you don't feel like you're gonna be able to keep going on. If you press this, you know that there's gonna be serious harm caused to you by this frost.
So would like making a fire and huddling around that, would that be sufficient enough to fight off the cold?
Sure, yeah, that would possibly help.
Mhm.
Let's see here. So there is forest available to all of you, and you do have ways to get that. So are you going to pause after your first 3 hours and make camp?
Well, I'll look to the two of them. You think you two can make it? You don't look well.
I don't think I'm gonna make it, and if that's true, I definitely don't think Dudaren's gonna make it.
Glad to see you have confidence in him. We'll stop
He's been through a
momentarily.
lot.
I have an idea as well, although all of you may be a little uncomfortable with the idea. When we finish kind of setting up a fire, basically what I'd like to do is shout for Theo.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Why
no.
do you do that?
Okay.
It's very hard to make yourself sound like you're freezing.
You call out for Theo, and there is no response. Not that's a good or a bad thing, who knows?
Immediately after hearing him call out, I'm just gonna stand and walk over. What do you think you're doing?
I think I'd say punch him in the mouth.
Oh, I'm thinking
Well-
about it.
We need to get out of the forest, and these two likely won't make it. Theo will be looking for us to repay the debt we now owe him. He won't want us dead, as dead, we are not very much of use to him.
We'll figure out a
But-
different way.
I would assume... Dwarf, I understand you don't like the devil, but either way, at this point, we are indebted to him, and it's best to be on his good side.
We're not indebted to him unless you make yourself so.
He will know. He will know. And I just sit back down next to the fire.
Okay, so do you guys have any gear, like a tent, for instance? Okay, alright, silence once again.
So,
wait,
what's
looking
in
at her
an
stuff.
explorer's pack?
I don't think there's a tent in there.
Okay, well,
Please take a moment to look over your supplies, because now it's super relevant.
how badly are Zayataka and Dudaren handling the cold at this point after like 3 hours in?
They're shivering horribly. Zai is only wearing, like, essentially like a monk's robe, which is missing half of it because it was consumed by acid.
And how am I doing in the cold? Like, could I keep going if I needed to?
You feel like you could keep going, but it's definitely very cold, and you worry that you are going to be like Zai and Dudaren in another 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
Do I? Give me a
I'm not a
moment.
fan of the idea, but you guys
Look,
want
why
to take a
don't
rest
we just
in
use the
dungeon.
puzzle box? Let me go back, warm up. I'll come back afterwards.
Hmm.
It may take a long time, but we'll
Strangely
be
enough, that
alive?
might not be a bad idea coming from you. I think...
Hey, question. If one of you travels with the box, we could just sit on the other side. We only need to really walk one person at a time, right?
Alright. It's a good idea. Surprisingly, again. Apparently you do well under duress. And
Well,
then
you live long
that-
enough, some good ideas are bound to come out.
At that, I pull out the puzzle box wrapped in the cloth, and I hold it out for Zai to grab.
Okay. With your cold fingers, are you going to solve the box here, Zai? Are you going for it?
Yes.
Okay. Not resisting the effects, you just give in to the desire to solve the box once it's handed to you, and you disappear. All of you see the puzzle box just kind of falls to the ground, and Zai just out of this
Pick it.
universe.
I pick it up with the cloth again, and I hand it to Dudaren.
I wrap it around. I was spaced. Sorry.
I'm handing you the puzzle box. Someone's gonna carry the puzzle box, and then we'll go in and out of it for warmth.
Okay. Am I the one carrying it?
No, I'm handing it to you to solve it.
Okay. I will immediately, probably very badly, try and solve it.
Okay. Yeah, you support it in one hand and try to solve it with the other, and soon enough, Dudaren is gone as well, and the box falls to the ground. The both of you find yourselves back in the lobby, and there, it feels like it's just the temperature of like an unheated tavern room. Like, it's pleasant. It's like it's room temp basically. and all of you start to the both of you start to warm up over in there.
Oh, I just want to live in here.
God, size. God damn it, size. I pick up the box again with the cloth, and
Okay.
I look to Ivan and I say, "Who wants to go first?"
You go.
All right. Into the box, or I'm confused.
Well, we could try to trek on, but
No, well,
Go.
one of us is going in the box.
you go in the box. I'll keep going forward.
Okay. When you start to feel the effects of the cold grab you, come back in and I'll come out. Agreed?
Hmm.
And I grab the box with one hand and hand him the cloth with the other, and I
Okay.
go.
So we're gonna fast forward here. Ivan, you're gonna carry this box, and when you're starting to feel the effects of the cold, you're going to attempt to swap out and bring everybody back to the world, and then you'll take your time in the box, right? Like that's basically how it goes.
Well, we'll go one by one.
One by
so
one, yeah.
Only one
Yeah.
person will go out.
Yeah, like, and I'll take my turn and I'll just run as fast as I possibly can for as long as I can until I have to go back in.
Okay, so here's what happens. Your tactical use of the box is a very, very useful tool. Here, you managed to actually beat winter, and days go by where you guys rest inside of the box and use it for warmth. And then somebody does the duty of traveling to the winter horrible world and just run as far as they can for Lenma until they essentially give into the cold, pull out the box, and travel back to rest there. Whole
Fuck you,
plan
Winter.
goes fairly well.
How many days so I can keep track of like rations?
Indeed, so that's what I'm going to get to here. Let's see. Rolling luck. Okay, that's average. It takes you 8 days until one of you manages to get to within, like, the outside of Len Ma.
Mm-hmm.
8
Okay,
days.
so
Someone had the total rations we
yeah,
had.
we had 24,
Okay.
Oh,
so-
fuck.
which is
4
not
each.
that.
So we have enough rations. Wait a minute, hold on. Didn't we find out that there was like different rules for food and shit?
Yeah, so you can go a number of days equal to your constitution modifier without eating.
Okay. So I can go 4 days without eating.
I can go 2.
Wait, what, 4? You have a con of...
con?
Like a what?
1. I have a con of 1. It's 3 plus your con.
No, isn't it? It's just your modifier, isn't it?
It says a character can go without food for a number of days equal to 3 plus his or her constitution modifier.
Oh, snap.
A minimum of 1. At the end of each day beyond that limit, a character automatically suffers 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh,
I can go 5 then.
I can go 6.
Okay.
So I mean, we can use probably what, like 3 rations a person over the 8 days.
Well, I'm gonna need 4.
Like, so you can go every.
I can go 4 days without eating.
Yeah, it takes 8 days to get there, right?
Right, so 4 rations for 4 days, and then 4 days without rations. 8. 4
Okay.
plus 4
Okay,
is
yeah.
8.
This is some
It's 4 for
confusing
mental
bullshit.
clearing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
3
using my
for me.
math trickery.
What's everyone?
Could we just say we use half? So like we each use 4 rations over the course of the 8 days.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Wait,
Like
Zach,
every
how
other
many
day,
days do
we
you
miss a
have?
ration.
5.
5. Okay, so we're all good essentially.
What we're probably going to do is homebrew this to get rid of the 3 plus. It's probably what
Okay.
we're going to do.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
It's on
Mm.
185.
Yeah, no, I know. I
mean,
think
it's-
they were smoking crack when they came up with that rule.
Look, buddy.
Sorry, Wizards, I love you. You do fucking awesome stuff, but like, what the hell?
It probably didn't mean for anyone's
To read it?
constitution.
Well, they probably
Bad.
don't want anybody starving from death after not eating for 2 days.
Well, you don't starve to death. You just get a level of exhaustion.
No, but like after like 4 levels of exhaustion, you're like pretty close to dead.
Yeah. So
What?
if you have a +1 con, then that means like even in our homebrewed one, you could go for a day without eating, and then you'd have to eat. So that would be like what, 8 days before you would die, because you die on the 6th level of exhaustion. So 10 days. You could go 10 days without eating before you die.
Okay.
With a +1 con. So
Okay.
To let
not
everyone
that bad.
know that
Right.
out of game, I have taken a point of exhaustion,
Poor guy.
and that Judarin is way fine.
Let's see. Homebrew rule.
Minus the arm.
Food. Okay, so we're gonna run with that for now. We'll test it out and see how it goes. So all of you can go for a number of days without eating equal to your Constitution modifier.
Okay.
So if you have a +2
Okay.
con, you can go 2 days without eating. Then you gotta eat, or you're gonna take an exhaustion level.
Does it reset every time you eat?
So when you eat and get a long rest and get your water and everything, that
Mhm.
removes 1 level of exhaustion, as far as I know.
So if I eat one day, don't eat the next day, then eat the next day, could I do that for 8 days without suffering exhaustion?
Yeah, if you have a +1 in con, you could do that.
I do.
Yep. Yeah, so you'd eat, then not eat, then eat, then not eat, and you'd be
Right, so
fine,
that-
and you would never
so
get
that would-
exhaustion.
That would be the equivalent of 4 days eating, 4 days not eating.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So I'm still good.
four for mental tearing.
hmm
I can go 2 days without.
So you can
So-
go 1, 2, 1, 2 if you want to do it like that. I mean, obviously more than that, but
Also, 3.
So that's-
I got 2 cons, so 3 rations for me,
3
3
for
for
me.
you. I mean, realistically, I'm fine with just doing a ration a day when it's regular traveling, but when it's in the cold and we're trying to not die,
we got
What's your con mod, Zai?
I got 2 on my con mod.
so 3 for Zai.
And I have 3 cons, so it's to me the same thing though, still 3.
So everybody gets 3. I need 4, and we make
Okay.
it there with no exhaustion and nobody starving to death.
How many rations do you have left?
We have
have
11
24.
left.
Okay,
Oh,
not
we
bad.
have there. Not
So you
not
all
too
have a
shabby.
miserable set of days going by. There are days where you get to eat and days where you don't get to eat. But at no point during these days is there not somebody who has to go out and run in the cold, possibly on a day where they haven't even had anything to eat. So it's absolutely miserable. Now, while this is happening, I want you to let me know, what course are you making for Lenmaw? You're running straight there, so like on the outskirt of the forest, right?
Yeah, beeline.
Okay. The forests on the eastern side of you have like a strange wind that goes through it, and sometimes when you are taking your turn to go and run, one of you will notice that in these forests there are like shadowy figures almost that move about in the wind. It's
Fuck
not
you, Aleutian.
just the wind, but you see like almost a mist and shapes in the mist that move around.
Goddamn Fey Forest.
However, do eventually get towards the city of Lenmaw, and you can see it is atop a hill and has from it what looks like a frozen river that runs out from a side of its wall, like as though the spring must be inside of the city itself, and this river just goes cascading down the hill and runs down along the main road as well. It's a very pretty city, just in the way that it's been set up. And let me grab some stuff for you. It's a
Hey, guys,
fairly
we did
large
it.
city as well. You would gather that there's probably roughly about 30,000 people living here. Like it's larger or similar in size to the city of Everwatch. And the architecture is very different. It's very Jian in how it's built, where you see sort of strange, like curved rooftops with like clay tiles that go over them, and the stone walls that run around are constantly on watch by guards who pace here and there with their torches. On the day that you arrive, it is a fairly cold day with still 2 feet of snow out, but it appears to be fairly clear, and there isn't anything in terms of like a snowstorm or anything like that, or really any intense winds either. You can see here at the top of the hill, there's the large gates that will allow you access, and beyond it, down towards the south, down the hill, you can see the winding road that goes through this windy forest. River that runs along, although it is frozen over. So what do you guys want to do here?
Get
Find
into
an
the
inn.
city.
Find a
Get in the
nice
city and
warm
find
bed.
a place,
Mhm.
beds and a place to buy clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, as we approach the city, I finally, after God knows how many sessions, I put my mask back on and pull up my hood.
Okay.
Okay. Before like, I'm assuming whoever comes across the city like goes back into the puzzle box to get everybody out.
Mhm.
I do want to have a conversation with the party first.
Sure. So let's say you're all here in the box or outside the box.
Inside the box.
Okay. So you're all here in the warmth of the box. It's landed, in a bush nearby outside the city as Ivan huddles the group.
All right. Once we get into town, I think we should avoid mentioning this place.
That goes without saying, I think.
If anyone asks, we've just been traveling, barely surviving out in the woods.
If anybody asks,
since winter.
we came from D. Howe. Confused people.
And have you ever been to Dihao?
Is that all that relevant?
No one has any idea what Dihao is like.
There's no point in lying. We traveled from Roche.
No,
I'm trying to
we,
remember,
can,
were we trying to
we-
avoid a border guard?
we cannot tell them that
I-
we came from Roche.
I'm trying to remember now. We
Did that
traveled like through the woods because we wanted to avoid traveling across the border, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sure, but please don't go into detail.
No need.
Whatever.
I doubt
Okay.
we'll get
This puzzle
asked
box is a
very many
valuable thing.
questions. Zod,
Can't let anybody have it.
people don't need to know.
Well, I don't plan to tell anyone, don't worry.
For some reason, I only half believe you.
I'm more concerned about getting some warmer clothes first.
Agreed.
Yes, let's find ourselves someplace warm in here.
The puzzle box traveling is quite handy, but I can't imagine we want to be doing it all the time.
Agreed.
All right, so I guess we'll head in looking for some kind of like a tavern or an inn.
Before we go in, which one of us should be holding the box?
Oh, Steam
Oh.
kicked me.
Sam.
Oh no! Technical issues. We knew they were coming.
Damn
Oh,
it,
there.
Steam!
Here, while you guys get back in, this is a perfect time. You're headed into this new city. We will take a brief break, go to a waiting screen, and we'll see you all in a minute.
All right.
Back in 5 or 10.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was able to get back in.
Yeah,
least
I'm
with
back
no
in too.
problem. So
I'm loading back in now, so.
okay, well that's good.
Hey,
Right.
table talk
I'll
real
be
quick.
back.
My only worry of Metal Terran having the box is that if he gets found out and arrested,
I mean, I can hold on to the box. Like,
I don't see why you think Metal Tyrann would get arrested.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's totally cool, dude.
No reason.
Leave me alone.
Use
Definitely
your
wouldn't get arrested
magic
on site.
wizard.
All right, I'm gonna go grab a snack.
Yeah, very good.
Hello.
Welcome back. think Dudarin should grow a beard to cope with the cold.
Just forego all clothes. Grow out the body hair.
Well, the
And
beard, you gotta look more intimidating somehow with the arm thing.
Well, here's the thing. May not be the best beard. Dudarin is only 19.
Oh no.
I feel like that prophecy of yours did not know that fact.
There may have been some oversights by the gods. Now that we're back in the real world, hopefully I can figure that out. Although I do think Dudarin will look super intimidating with like a really patchy beard and peach fuzz.
You could just like fashion some kind of arm shield thing and get just enough strength that you could
Just
lightly
hold it in
defend
front of him.
yourself. Yeah. Or we could just like cover your arm in some really cool armor, and then you can just throw your arm in front of blows.
We just have to make people not think he's a cripple.
Well, do you have minor illusion? Can you just make it look
I-
like his arm is normal?
I've come back, and I hear awesome
Ah.
ideas for the cripple.
How do we
That's
fix
rude.
cripple?
Oh, we have to change your name in the stat block to the crippled hero.
The cripple is here. Change the party name to the Crips.
One arm man. Oh, Sloth, yeah, you missed the first half. Dudarin doesn't have an arm anymore.
He has it. It just doesn't work.
It works, kinda.
Yeah,
Works
he
enough.
He can pick up like small rocks and yeah.
Slow jerk.
Wait, since it's kind of like ghost limb, is it like someone else
No.
is jerking him off?
Fucking stop.
It is, but it's like a uneducated stranger. You know what I mean?
I'm glad we're having this discussion.
Hey, Twitch.
It was my offhand.
Oh God. Well, is everybody here?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, cool. We're good to dive back in.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's a relative term.
Okay. So, you head up to the gates, which are closed. And when you get there, you see that...
We're all out of the box, correct?
Yeah, unless you guys... If you wanted to keep talking in there, please do.
And Ivan has the box?
We're all Ivan
Yep.
is
Shall
We're
we have
out,
box
and
carrot?
Ivan has it. For now. Till... again.
okay.
The gate's closed?
The gates are closed, and as your group comes out of the puzzle box, stepping out from beyond the forest and making your way up to the town, you see that a little door on the outside of the wall opens up, and a guardsman makes his way over towards your group. He has in his hand what looks like a staff with like a torch at the top, which currently burns, and makes his way over, holding the torch out towards you to kind of get a better look at you, even though it is the middle of the day. And he says, Travelers, what are you doing out here?
Breathing.
We come for warmth.
How are the roads?
Lick with ice.
That would explain things. Haven't seen anybody come up this way in some time. Oh, come on, get in. And he makes his way over towards the gate, and he calls out a few words. They seem like code words or something. And the gates start to open up. And there the city of Lenlaw stretches out in front of you. It's quite beautiful. The streets are lined with, like, these sort of, like, frozen rivers of water that kind of snake between the different houses. And everything is very well put together. Some of you have been in Aurelium, right? I can't remember if the whole group has been there.
And where?
Aurelium.
So my character passed through
Yeah, you went
Aurelium.
through there.
I would not have
No.
been.
Oh,
Okay.
no, I've
I
not
have
been.
not been there.
Okay. So, Meneltyrn, for a brief moment when you were in Aurelium, you tried to avoid people as much as you possibly could because they hate the elves more than anybody else. In fact, their modus operandi is basically like, conquer all of humanity so we can kill the elves. So when you were in any of those cities, you would try and, pass through as fast as you can. But you did note that they were among some of the best when it came to the architecture and civic works of their cities and how beautiful and well laid out everything was. This rivals that, though in a rather different style. So for all of you who are getting here who have not been in Aurelium, this city is amazing. It's not just like a dirt patch that has, like little wooden buildings with thatch roofs and like the occasional stone structure here and there. It's like a well laid out, like a straight road goes all the way down towards what looks like some sort of palace structure, and the roads break off evenly heading to other areas, and you can see shops and houses and the whole bit. Though it is quite cold. It looks like the snow has been swept off and kind of pushed off to the side against like the edges of houses and whatnot. And people kind of wander here and there, though they're very well dressed, and you guys get a lot of strange looks as you make your way over here.
Can we find the nearest tavern?
Roll insight for me, please. Guide the group, Meneltyrn. I believe in you.
Yeah.
You're strong.
Gian is a dry country. They have no taverns. Natural 20.
Okay. You make your way in there, and looking around, you find a place very swiftly. You note that as the people walk by, that you are most certainly from like a different ethnicity from all of them. And the Theshan people, they have like kind of thinner eyes and slightly tinted skin and the whole bit. And you guys obviously stand out as being from somewhere else when you're here. That being said,
Okay.
Meneltyrn does lead your group up to an establishment nearby named the Great House of Shu, and it looks like almost like a small palace all in and of itself. And I'll type it in here for you all.
Thank you.
It has a set of stairs that go up towards a like a second-story entrance, and the whole thing has what looks like a bunch of tables on a balcony area all outside it, where people could presumably eat and enjoy meals and things like that outside. Though all of these tables have been not used. Beyond the windows, which are quite grand, you can see that there are indeed many people inside who are currently eating and chatting, and the whole place is alive with energy.
Meneltyrn makes his way to go in.
Sure.
Yes, I think we could all use a hot meal.
Getting up to the top of the steps, you're now standing in front of the door there, and it hits you as you first kind of pull on the handle and inch the door forward. This smell of like spices and meats and some of like the best cooking you could possibly imagine just escapes out from here and wafts over your group, along with the heat of the room inside.
Heat?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm moving forward if there's like a bar of some sort. I'm gonna
Okay.
order some food.
So the house is very grandiose, and this is the entrance that you guys get to. It's like a raised area here, and then there's like a little set of stairs that go down to a large dining area. And then there's other little stairways that go up to other areas which appear to be closed off. Like there's either curtains there or walls that don't allow you to see what's in there. And the majority of the people are down here eating, and it looks as though there might be like private parties in these other rooms. And this is where
Okay.
you guys have all entered into. Right here. There appear to be other small little doors throughout the place, like little access doors that waitstaff seem to come from. And up top here, there's like a little podium almost that somebody is standing by, and he comes over towards you. You can see he's got like a a very strange mustache, like it's like at the end of each of his lips, like it goes down, and then another one where like a goatee would be, like the Fu Manchu, if you guys are familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
And he runs over towards you and kind of gives you all a bow and says, "Must be very cold."
Very. Do you have rooms available in this establishment?
He looks at all of you, and he gives a strange look to your dwarven friend. He gives a
I give him a
concerned
strange look back.
He gives a concerned look to your human friend, a very concerned look to your elven friend, and then turns back towards you, and he says, "Why do you hide your face?"
He's very ugly.
Oh! Ha! Okay, I get your table.
Meneltiern grits his teeth, but is okay that this guy bought it.
And then he kind of makes his way down the steps and gets you all a table over here in the corner. You can see that the composition of who's here is rather different than what you would see in the rest of Skyfall, and there's everything at these tables from just commoners up to nobles who are eating here amongst one another. And when you look at the menus, which are already kind of laid on the table, which is a little bit different than what you would expect elsewhere, that the food prices go from like a few copper and a few silver for a meal straight up to like this meal is 200 gold.
My God. Now, as he sits us down, I look to the man again and I say, I don't believe you understood me. We need rooms to sleep in. Do you have rooms?
Oh, yes, we have rooms, but very expensive.
How expensive is very?
3 gold per night.
Are
That's
there...
doable.
No. Are there cheaper establishments in the area?
Yes, but not as good as Great House of Shu.
I'm sure.
How much gold do you have on you, Melty?
Not
Yes,
enough.
how much gold do you have?
Meneltiern answers, and he says, not enough.
Oh,
I
that's
can
no good.
cover for you.
Oh, very good. You have money?
Yeah. No. We will discuss it. Come back in a moment. Yes?
Does your group need water? It doesn't cost any money.
Please.
Can I get warm water?
Yeah, he gives you a nod and a smile as you're kind of shivering there in your chair, and then leaves to go and grab some stuff.
We are not going to be paying 3 gold for a room. That's ludicrous.
Could be a really good room though.
I'm sure it would be. I'm sure the place down the street has rooms that are just as warm that cost less money.
We've been
Chat
in a
says, buy some
dungeon.
fucking tea, you cheap fucker.
That's what tea is.
Can I have
Warm
hot water?
No, they have
We've been in
prestidigitation.
a
Like,
dungeon.
just make water seem like other things.
Yeah, exactly. I can flavor water.
We've been in a dungeon for a really long time.
I
Look, it's
understand.
just one night.
But that's no reason to waste all of our funds.
Okay, we'll find a way to make some more money.
While Zai finishes his sentence, the man comes back with a tray and starts to produce the water there, and he says, if you need anything else, I'll be over here.
All right.
And he steps away, going back up the stairs up top there, and the warmth of the room starts to kind of infuse all of your bodies, and you feel like you're limber again, and you're no longer on the verge of death, and there's people around you enjoying food, and for probably one of the first times in a while, you guys, despite your ragged gear, don't really stand out all that much, because all the characters are so strange in here. Like, you see a group of adventurers over in the corner as well, like one of them is a rather like gruff-looking woman with a greatsword on her back, accompanied by what looks like a dwarf with like just knives all over her body.
Looking to the group again. Shall we at least share rooms? Lessen the cost? I know Zai and I don't take up very much space when we need to sleep.
Don't
we ever get the
necessarily
name
need the bed
of,
either.
this guy?
I
We
heard
get the-
3 people.
This guy who's been like serving us. Did we get his name?
No, he didn't give you his name.
Okay,
You didn't ask
I'll
for
signal
it.
over to him.
Yeah, sure. He comes back down the steps and comes over to you and kneels by.
I don't think I got your name.
Oh, my name's Wan Shu.
Ivan. I'll pull out 2 platinum pieces, and as I hand it over to him, we'll need 4 rooms for just tonight and hot food, whatever you recommend.
Oh, I get you something good. And he takes the platinum and kind of holds them up for a moment there and gives you a smile and then tucks them away in a pouch that he has on his belt. And he leaves, but in a minute quickly runs back towards you and hands you the keys, 1 for each of you, and shows you a little door near the side here and says, room's just beyond there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juan.
And he steps away, and soon some of Juan's assistants show up to you, bringing you some food, and you see what looks like these good dishes with chicken on them, though like the bone hasn't really been removed. It's just kind of like there and cut up, but it smells amazing.
I take my meal into my room.
Oh, okay. You just pick up the plate and step into the hall.
Hey, I can't take my mask off to eat.
That's true. Fuck. Okay, yeah. So you get up and kind of awkwardly remove yourself from the table and make your way down the hall, finding the room door here that matches your key, and you step inside and find a very nice room. The bed is like quite lavish, and there's like a nice table here and like a wardrobe. When you sit on the bed for a brief second or kind of touch it, you can feel like it's very soft, and you would get a very good rest here.
There's no servants in the room, correct?
No, there aren't.
There's no other entrances for them?
Entrances for servants. Looking around,
Yes.
no, it doesn't appear so. There's
Okay.
a nice set of windows that kind of show out into the back where you can see like the city. You're up on the 2nd floor right now, and
Right.
you kind of get like a little look down at all these little houses and people going about their business in the middle of the day. It's quite nice.
I shut the curtains and lock the door before I begin to eat.
Okay. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen.
I know.
The 3 of you are at the table. What do you
My
do?
old friend.
I'm going to enjoy
start
this great meal we have.
Well, I have my fork in my left hand and the knife in my main hand because I don't think I can put the power behind my busted one.
I'll take Darren's plate of food and I'll cut it up for him, and then slide it back.
Wait, do you
And then I'll pat him on the shoulder.
do you feed it to him? Here comes the dragon.
No, only when he's unconscious.
Oh God.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. So you assist Darren, the hero that he is, getting him his food. You know, hero's got to grow up to be big and strong, and
Yeah, I'm his left-hand man, I guess.
and you guys start to eat here. It's very good, and your table is uninterrupted. Do you guys want chit chat while you're eating, or what?
I'm probably just gonna be scarfing in food.
Sure.
If Juan walks by, I'm gonna ask him if they have any ale,
Oh, okay.
alcohol.
Yeah, he points you to a little like page that you hadn't flipped to on the map and shows you that they have everything there from like basic ale for 5 copper pieces up to like, very, very expensive stuff.
And get a lot of the cheap ale.
A lot of the cheap ale? Okay. He gives you like a gesture, like similar to a thumbs up, like a signal of approval, and then steps away. And later on, assistants just start like piling on. Let's see here. How much do you spend on that?
Well, I gave him the 2 platinum.
Oh, okay. You're hoping it's like on your tab.
Yeah, it's like, you know, here's 12 for the rooms, and then I'm assuming
Right.
8 gold will cover quite a good bit of food.
Okay. Yeah, they bring you over 4 glasses.
All right. I'm just like non-stop eating and chugging ale and just enjoying the fact that we no longer have to ration ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Once,
the group
um,
feasts.
Once
making
I-
up for the days that we missed.
Yeah. Once I finish my meal, I'd like to re-don my mask and rejoin the group.
Okay, yeah, you finish up your meal. It's very good, and eventually put your mask back on, returning to the table. It looks like everyone's pretty much finishing theirs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose after this we're gonna need to find some warmer clothes. The heck do you think this weather came from?
Well, when we left, it was... God, if I can remember. I believe it was late fall. Perhaps mid-fall. Hard to remember. Especially with all the time jumps we experienced. It doesn't...
Time jumps? In between mouthfuls of chicken. Time jumps?
Table talk. Didn't Ivan experience the time jumps?
I don't think so.
I could have swore you did.
I'm pretty sure we've just traveled on the road.
There was.
I think time jumps happened to him, but you guys didn't like fill him in, and he was just
okay.
like, "Oh, it's the next day."
Right.
I'm not
okay.
sure Darren even remembers the time jump.
I think we were doing that job for that one guard, and
Oh.
he was like, "Oh, you were the guys from 2 weeks ago," but we just assumed he was like bullshitting us.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, then we slept, and then suddenly everything was on fire.
Well, that was you guys.
Yeah, no, Ivan wasn't there for that. I don't think Ivan's actually conscious of the time jumps.
when we came back from Theo's realm, and we went back into the tavern.
Yep.
The guy at the tavern was like, "I haven't seen you guys in like 2 weeks or something like that," and it was like, "Oh no." But I think that was the only one that we ever got confirmation that there was a time jump.
Okay. Yeah, so it would make sense for Ivan to still be confused to some degree on it.
Right. Ivan, do you recall when we were back in oh God, what is that city? As I look at the map, not real. Arbison in Roche. When we returned from Theo's realm, it had 2 weeks had passed. It would appear we are experiencing time jumps. I forget again. How much do I know about the Great Souls myth? Being kind of very focused on the gods, and also being close to Yendu specifically.
Yeah, you know their origin story and how the Great Souls are essentially souls with more potential than your average human, your average being, and
right.
Your god Yendu brings them into the world, much to the dismay of most of the other gods, and so they've placed a curse on them, which basically steals or stretches their time, and so they can't screw up the world as much as the first few Great Souls did, and that's basically the gist of what you know.
Okay.
So there's a curse on you.
So I say, I believe that we are all great souls, fished from the sea by Yendu. The other gods have cursed us with sort of time-stretching effect. We experience time in a different way than all others. And as such, we have been experiencing time jumps.
Who's Yendu? In character, I mean.
Right. I know because Ivan came from.
Fell out of the sky.
Yeah, exactly. He
You
came
saw
from.
him hit the earth.
Came from the multiverse. Meneltern looked. I mean, you can't see his face, but you gather he's confused. Yeah.
An eyebrow stretches so wide it goes over the top of the mask.
Yendu, one of the elder gods. Yendu.
It sounds confusing.
He's not from here, remember? I'm from here and I don't really know what Yendu is, to be honest.
Meneltern rests 2 fingers on the nose that's on the mask. Yendu is a god who fishes in the Black Sea for souls, and that is how he brings life to everyone. He is neutral to the acts of the other gods, and as such, does not really get involved with the affairs of them or mortals.
It does seem quite odd, though, if they never get involved in the affairs of others. It seems to be some kind of, I don't know, power struggle going on between some kind of forces out there. And here we are.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I wonder if those things have any
The last I
any
read
correlation.
the last I read the prophecy, there was to be a battle between the gods. There was something about subterfuge, spying, and prison. But the message was too unclear to read back then. Perhaps I may be able to look again, and perhaps it has changed.
It has been a while since we've seen the stars.
Hmm.
Perhaps check tonight, but at the very least, I'd like to go find some clothing and equipment if possible.
I think we should do that in the morning. Yes?
What time of day is it?
Yeah, I was about to ask, what time of day is it?
It is roughly about afternoon.
Oh, it's only afternoon?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's people out in the street and whatnot, just not very many since it's so cold.
Mm-hmm.
They try to
Well,
keep
then
it inside.
Then I don't say that, because I thought it was night, and I say, perhaps we can venture out in a little bit.
Yes, once we've all had our fill, we can
Mhm.
try to find somewhere.
But before we do, there's something I wish to elaborate to you all. Concerning what happened in the dungeon involving Sir Knight, you all must know. Shut the fuck up, Illusion. You giggly ass motherfucker.
I get a very serious look on my face when you bring up Sir Knight.
As do I.
Looking over the mug of ale and squinting my ass. What happened?
You have to understand that what I did was for the safety of the party. I did not know how much longer we were going to be in that dungeon, and for all I know, we could have been in there for several more levels, and I did not want to take the chance for us to die in there. Sir Knight, you have to understand that Sir Knight was a construct of the dungeon. He was not real.
Very nice construct, though.
I understand, but nevertheless a construct.
Doesn't give you
Is-
the right to mess with my head.
I understand, but if I were to go toe-to-toe with a suit of armor, it would have killed me.
And
Darren, I do not think you understand the gravity of the situation of which I am in. The prophecy of which I have uncovered has alienated me from my kin. I have no home, and I have enemies all around me. You are my last hope.
doesn't mean you can insult good Sir Knight.
I care only for my own and your survival.
Well, I'm sure Judarin is nothing if not forgiving, but I can't imagine it would go well if you tried something like that again.
I'm
I will not.
not following what happened.
You have my word. A story we will explain later.
Juan makes his way over to the table and steps up, saying, I'm not interrupting, am I? I overheard you talk about buying some things.
Yes, as you can see, I'm not quite dressed for the weather.
Oh, I have good clothes if you want to buy something.
Of course, fucking Juan comes over when he hears that we want to spend money.
Do you have any other equipment? I'll hold up my little, what's left of my staff. I could use a new weapon.
Oh, that's no good. I'll find you something else.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah,
I'll ask him how much it would take to equip the entire party with like winter ready clothing.
Oh, maybe a few gold, something like that.
Oh. Hello?
Oh,
Solution?
No!
Radio stopped. I think he DC'd.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Yeah, I was about to say, did...
Down the stairs.
Rip. Oh
Wait,
no,
stream-
Wait, are we
There.
back?
Oh,
Yep.
you're back.
Nope. No, we're not.
What? What do
Wait.
you mean we're not?
What do you
Are you
mean?
not?
Radio just cut out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, there it is.
Okay, alright. I don't think that was actually mentioned. I think that was TeamSpeak.
God
Yeah,
damn
the
it,
stream was not
TeamSpeak.
interrupted. I don't think.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. TeamSpeak is probably about to explode.
Need more
So
cores.
Juan leans over towards you and he says, "You're all adventurers, yes?"
Core adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, he looks over to you, Ivan, and he says, "How poor?"
We're not
I've
poor,
gave
but
you almost all our money.
He just ignores you. He doesn't even turn back towards you.
how much would it take to get winter-ready clothing for all of us?
I say maybe 8 gold. Oh, we should talk somewhere else.
We'll talk once we're finished eating. We'll need quite a few supplies, I think.
Okay. And he screams across the room. He just like points to another assistant and he says, "Get over here!" And just yells at him. And the other one comes over and then he whispers a bunch of things to him. And the guy nods at him and steps away. And then you see Juan looks over at you and he says, "Okay, meet me behind that door." And he points over to a door in one of the corners of the room.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm with Tasselin. I love your Asian voice.
I'm keeping it super restrained. I didn't want it to be like you come in and Juan looks over. It's like, "The Hero Praise! You guys look so cold! Come and get some chicken."
Oh god.
So he
goddamn.
steps away to the door and disappears behind it and leaves the 4 of you kind of, kind of sitting there wondering what to do with yourselves.
All right. How far into the meal have we gotten so far? Are we like almost done?
What's that?
How far into our meal have we gotten? Like, I don't know how much time has passed.
Yeah, you're basically done and you're finishing your last ale.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish up and then I'm gonna head over to the room that Juan's in, seeing if any party members will follow me or not.
I'm gonna go with him. I
Yeah.
I'll
need
follow.
stuff.
Okay, you going with him, Darren?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. So everybody gets up and heads beyond this door, and you see that it leads into a very sort of strange room. It is shaped like this. There is a long bench here, and it's at desk height. There's a chair behind it that Juan sits at, and all behind him are what look like sliding wooden panes, some of which have been moved so that you can see items behind them, and others conceal things behind them. And the whole room could have who knows what it is behind the compartments. All of you guys kind of make your way into here, and there's a bunch of seats on your side of the desk. There we go.
Hello, Juan.
So you want to buy something?
Many things if possible.
Okay. So say that you don't have gold, then you suddenly have gold.
Our
What's
our
happening?
ugly friend here is a little bit low on gold, but I'm willing to cover him to a degree.
Okay.
Well, what about these? Are these worth anything? And I'll pull out that bag of gems that I took off of Long Flame.
Oh.
My god.
How is that described in your inventory?
Bag of gems.
Bag of gems. Okay, so we'll do a roll here. Let's see what we get. That's a 16. Not bad. Okay. He looks at it and he says, Okay, so you have some money. I'll pay 16 gold for those gems.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Are you mad?
No?
I've got
We'll
some
take
gold.
no less than 100 gold. Wait, what kind of gems are they, by the way?
I think there's like 3 of them or something.
Yeah, it's like an assortment of a few gems in a small pouch.
Could I appraise these gems on the spot?
Sure, roll insight.
Okay.
I'm also looking to appraise these gems on the spot.
I
Please
feel
roll
like
insight.
I feel like Ivan might be better prepared, being a dwarf.
Oh god. It's an 11.
That's a 20 modded.
Okay, the 11, you think... Wait, did you add, like, your stone cutting stuff?
No, that was just a straight insight roll.
Okay, go ahead and add that to it. So
Okay,
add
so
the bonus that you would get for that history check normally.
that's 13 then?
Okay, alright. So you're not really sure how much these would be worth, Ivan. You think that you'd put them maybe at around, like, somewhere around 20 gold, you would gather? Meneltyrn, looking at these, they seem to be fairly well cut, and you think that they would be worth maybe about 30.
Mm-hmm. I look at him. We'll take no less than 35 gold.
Hmm. Roll a persuasion check, please. He kind of holds up, like, the little corner of the bottom of his goatee as he pulls on it while staring at the gems.
11, I believe. I'll double check that, but 11.
20. No higher.
30.
20.
30.
22.
Say 25
28.
and we'll be spending all of it buying supplies here.
28.
Hmm. I feel like I should do most of my business with the one that's not so ugly.
28 gold.
He looks at Ivan and says 25.
25, and I'm looking at Meneltyrn. 25.
I look at him and I give him like a slight like nod.
I like how you guys are haggling, but it's like Zai's gems.
I have no
He's
idea what
just
they're
like,
worth,
eh.
so
I do not trust Zai to make financial decisions.
Okay,
While they're arguing, I just go, deal.
okay. He goes, good deal. And he reaches over and grabs them and then pushes up a stack of gold and leaves it kind of there on the table. And as he takes the gems, he kind of stuffs them behind the desk and then gets up from his chair and wanders over, putting his hands on one of the sliding panels. He moves it to the side, and there you see what looks like 4 sets of winter clothing. He says, see, I have stuff for you.
How much?
Oh, no. I said 8, but maybe 10 gold.
I don't think so.
He gives you a smile and a grin, and then he says, okay, 8.
I'll
What?
fork over the 8.
Okay. He takes
Well-
the 8 gold from
Well, no,
you.
just use the 8 from the 25. we
Yeah,
just
I was
got.
gonna say.
Sure,
So
okay.
25. We need how many more?
So-
7 more gold.
What? No, wait, 8. It's not 8 each. It's 8 total, right?
Yeah, 8 total.
Oh, 8 total. damn.
I can see how you'd be like, whoa! Fucking back it up.
Okay.
So yeah,
That
he
makes
takes
more
8 from your pile, leaving 13 there, and then he piles onto this desk, which is quite huge and can,
Well,
have
13.
everything. All of the clothes. So
17?
yeah, there's 13. Did I do the math wrong? 13.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, very good. So
Wait,
there's
what?
13
What?
gold.
Wait, 25.
Oh, 25
No,
minus
17.
17.
Am I smoking crack? Yeah, 17
Yeah.
gold.
Juan,
Sorry.
what are you
Jesus,
doing?
fuck.
Gold. Come on.
Juan is a crafty bastard.
He just like slights gold off
He's
your
just like
pile.
taking extra gold out. I was like, hold on.
Every time he leans over there, there's just a few coins less. So you're left with 17 pieces and this sets of winter clothes there. He says, so, adventurers, you find anything good out in the cold?
We perhaps. I have a question for you, however, Juan.
Hmm.
Do you have any magical scrolls?
Maybe. You
I'm gonna
have
show
more
him-
gold than this?
Perhaps. I'd like to see what you have first.
Well, this is my house, and you've eaten my food. How about you show me what you have?
I'm gonna open my bag and show him that I have almost nothing in it, and show him the remains of my quarterstaff. I have nothing. I need something to kill people with, please.
I pull 1 platinum from my coin purse, and I say, enough, and then I put it back in.
Wait,
He was asking how much gold I had.
you just show him 1 coin.
I show him a platinum.
Okay.
I'll pull out the silver plate, fork, and knife from Sir Knight.
He looks over at it and he says, "Oh, it's very nice."
I don't have a need for this.
I'm gonna give you 3 gold for that.
Appraisal check?
Sure. Go ahead and roll that insight.
Yeah.
$15.
Okay. You think that his appraisal is actually kind of generous for the plates and everything.
I don't say anything.
Okay. 3 gold. Do you have any shields? I kind of heft up the shield I have, which is the one I scavenged from the dungeon, probably pretty beat up.
I get you something. Turns around, moves one of the panels, and you see what looks like an assortment of shields all kind of held up there in like a beautiful pattern. And you can see everything from smaller bucklers to like a large iron cast shields, the whole bit. What are you looking for? Something sturdy, something light?
So out of character, I guess. Like standard shield is +2 AC, right?
It is indeed, and it weighs 6 pounds. But table talk, you see options here that might be a little bit different. So
Okay.
tell me kind of what you're thinking here. If you would go further to the end of
If I
heavy
could
stuff,
find like
basic.
a hefty, +3 shield, I would take that. I don't know if that's out of the question.
Sorry, say it again. I was reading chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much is a new arm?
Let me see what I can do.
They're not in season.
Like table talk, I guess, is a +3 shield considered a super expensive magical item, or would that be just like a more expensive shield?
Right. So a +3 shield would definitely be a magical item. However, it does appear that he has shields here which would be impervious to other forms of damage, like ones that are full metal that would resist like being broken and stuff like that you could possibly use for tasks that a normal shield would buckle under, that kind of thing.
Okay, so what does he have in terms of like large and like really sturdy shields?
Okay.
Like things that would take a beating and be fine.
So he has a shield here which weighs a little bit more than usual. It looks like instead of the standard 6-ish pounds, that this shield is 10 pounds in weight. It's roughly about the same size, though it looks like it's a dwarven make, and it has the very sort of straight lines that you see on all dwarven wares. And the whole thing doesn't have like a bit of wood on it. It's just like solid metal.
I like that one.
You gather that not only would it be a lot more durable and would survive things that wood obviously wouldn't, like flame and the like, but you could like potentially throw this thing at someone and just knock them out if you wanted.
How much for that one, Juan?
He looks at it and he says, "Oh, I thought you might like that one. Let's say
Is Juan racist?
25 gold."
20.
Well, I don't know. The dwarf is wanting to buy the dwarven shield, so you tell me.
I look at Juan. If we bundled that shield with anything else, could we get a discount?
Maybe. But right now, it's so tough to do business with you. So slow. Don't tell me how much money you have. What you want, don't know. This guy doesn't even have clothes.
Magical scrolls. Do you have any magical scrolls?
Right, but what do you have?
What do you mean, what do I have?
You know, I might have scrolls, but do you have magical item? He kind of does like jazz fingers when he says that.
I see. And I pull off my my backpack, I lay down on the bench in front of us, and I pull out I pull out the 2 potions, the clairvoyance potion and the potion of animal friendship. And
Not
I
gonna
say,
give him the
yes,
arrow?
I do have magical items.
He kind of like,
Damn it.
with each hum, his face gets closer until his eye is like 2 inches from the glass of one of the potions. And then he leans back and he says, 400
For all of it?
for these 2 potions.
No. First, you show me what kind of magical scrolls you have.
Okay. And he kind of holds his hand up, turns around, goes to one of the panels and moves it aside, and let's roll some luck for you all.
Right.
Yo, I need a weapon before you waste all the money, though.
Zion
I
whispers
need
to the
a-
group.
I need a doctor. So
There's just a little surgeon tucked into one of the panels. Let's see.
after this, I'm asking him if he's a good doctor.
Interesting. Okay. So, he pulls out 2 scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see what he happens to have here.
Fireball.
Okay. The scrolls that you can learn, they have to be from the wizard's class for you to get them, right?
Correct.
Like, you can't learn... Yeah, okay. So
if I want to learn it and like write it into my spell book and like
Yeah.
transcribe it, it has to be wizard.
Okay, so the first one he shows you is unfortunately not from this category, and he shows you that he has a scroll of Cordon of Arrows. It's a strange kind of ranger spell, and it's very uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
You know for a fact, though, that it is beyond your ability, and as you kind of look at it, you can tell you could activate its magic, but you couldn't transcribe it into your... The next
Right.
one... The next one you could possibly get. It is the spell Blindness and Deafness. It is a wizard spell, and you can read this, and you know you could transcribe it into your book. It is a 2nd level spell of necromancy that, as you might gather from its name, allows you to either blind or deafen people. I think in an AoE, let me see.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. No, it's a foe. So you
Yeah,
can choose one
one
guy
creature.
and screw with him immensely.
Mhm.
So he presents the 2 to you, and he leans back and says, "Pretty good, huh?"
Not exactly what I was looking for, but not bad. How much for this one, pointing to the blindness, deafness one?
You sell me these 2 for 400, and I give you that 200 gold.
Do I know how much these potions are?
Interesting. Go ahead and make for me a Arcana check.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say, do I have any sort of advantage checking how much a potion is worth, being that I am magical? That's a 19, so I don't really know if I
Pretty good.
need it, but...
I think that Juan's appraisal is probably close to the mark, though the information on it is a little bit fuzzy for you. So it seems right, but you can't recall everything about these 2 potions that you wish you could.
Okay. Meneltiern looks at him. What kind of discount will you give us for the shield?
While they were haggling, though, could I do an appraisal on the shield and actually see, like, dwarven made? I'm a blacksmith. I'm assuming I can kind of figure out how expensive it's actually supposed to be.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
All right.
He takes the shield and, lets you look at it, of course.
It's only an 8.
An 8? Okay. It looks real, and holding it in your hand, it's like, it's authentic, but you don't really find anything that shows any details further than that. So you are certain that this was made by a dwarf and was authentic, but you have no idea what this would really go for. You know that like an average shield would run you maybe 15, and this is like 10 gold more that he's charging, but it's, you know, who knows what dwarven wares go for. The discount for the shield, he looks over, Ivan is currently like flipping it over and looking at it, and then he turns back to you, Meltir, and he says, okay, I go from 25 to 20.
Okay. If we throw anything else in, what could we get any other kind of discount for bundling?
Maybe. Let's finish this one first, though.
All right. Throw in the shield for 20. And I will sell you the 2 potions in exchange for the spell scroll equally.
So that would put you at 217 minus the 20. So you have 193 gold left on the table. You have also got the clothes. You've got a
what?
shield. What?
So wait, I'm.
So you had 17 on the table.
Right.
So you have 17 plus 400.
Right. For the 2 potions for the scroll, was he asking for 200 or offering 200?
He was saying that it would cost you 200 to get the scroll.
Right. Okay. I got you. Just wanted to make sure.
So at 417, then it's minus 200 for the scroll. So you're at 217, and then minus 20 for the shield, putting you at 193.
Okay. Okay.
So you have 193 plus the shield, plus the clothes, plus the scroll.
I say, all right.
Good. And he just like puts his hands on the desk and just like pushes all that towards one end. And then he goes, okay, more deal.
Sorry, did that include the shields?
Yeah.
Yes. So you now can add a sturdy dwarven shield that weighs 10 pounds, authentic dwarven made, and is made of pure metal for instances where that would matter.
And we have 193 gold?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
I still need to get myself a weapon if you have anything.
That's what I was going to ask next. We need a quarterstaff.
I'm not necessarily married to the idea of a staff. Any monk weapon will do.
Oh, I have just the thing. And he goes and he moves all the panels over, and then moves another one he hasn't touched yet, and you find behind it a very impressive selection of pole arms that ranges straight from what looks like a spear that would be fit in the hands of like an Imperial Guard, right down to what looks like a rake.
Get the rake.
Can I even
does
use
he have a
pole
pitchfork?
arms? Hey, look at this. What are pole arms under?
I think they're under, what is it? Not simple, but, what is it? Is it martial?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna
However, monk weapons do include, quarterstaff, and I think there's some other stuff in there, right?
Look it up.
Plow through your enemies,
Short
says
swords
Chad.
is
10 out of 10. There is a plow.
Where are you, monk?
Yeah, I can grab it as well.
Okay, here we go. Weapons, simple weapons, and short swords are what you have proficiency in. But since you are an elf, you're a wild elf?
Nice wood elf.
Or wood elf, rather?
What elf? Yeah.
So they do get some weapons, I think.
Yeah, you have proficiency with long swords, short bows, and long bows.
Okay, well that doesn't help too much here. So,
No.
the items here that are close enough to be used as a quarterstaff would be okay. You see 2 items.
Is there a sickle?
What about a rake?
The rake? let me roll luck. If it's a 10 or higher, we'll say yes. Okay, that's an 8. Not quite. The 2 options that you see that you feel comfortable that you could use is a long quarterstaff made of wood, much like what you had, almost identical, and another one which looks like it's completely made of iron, like it's just a solid, like metal pole. You can see that on this metal pole there's engravings, and it's difficult to tell exactly what the engravings are at this distance, but it clearly has like decoration on it and everything.
All right. Well, when I see the metal one, I'm just gonna throw mine aside. Oh, I want that one. I'm gonna go pick it up.
How much is it?
Oh,
Oh.
I don't care. Just pay the
No,
man.
no.
Elf, you have good eye.
Party funds. I move the 193 gold towards me behind my hands, and I say, "How much is it, Juan?"
Let's see here.
Break the leaves into a pile of death.
He comes over and he places it in front of you.
God.
I'm in the corner doing like moves with the staff while this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
He says, 120.
Appraisal of that staff. May I?
Sure. He takes the staff and places it there down on the desk, and go ahead and roll
Natural
that.
20.
Oh, okay. This staff is made completely of solid steel, and it's rather weighty when you pick it up. Like, you're not a particularly like strong or martially adept person. It's got quite a bit of heft to it. The engravings on it are very intricately done and seem to represent what looks like a mountain scene that's been like woven around it. So you see like little mountains that spiral up all the way along the staff, and like little trees and things like that. Table talk. Instead of doing a 1d6 and then versatile 1d8, it's a 1d8 and then versatile 1d10.
Oh, well, you gotta
Not
buy
bad.
that.
And it's made entirely
We'll see.
of metal. It is not a magical item, but simply a very well-crafted fighting implement, like a mastercraft piece that would have better stats, and of course weigh a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
When
it
I
says-
notice the mountain scene, I'm just gonna say to Meneltern, "Look, it's made for me. It's the scene of me killing the Cyclops on the mountain."
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. So he leans over and he looks at the group as you're pondering this item. He says, "Well, 120. What do you say?"
What did I gather from my insight check on the value of it?
Oh, you unfortunately can't place a value on it.
Really?
Yes. Despite your 20, as you look at this, you have no idea what such a strange item would go for.
I call Ivan
Like-
over.
Yeah,
Say-
perhaps I probably haven't seen something like it, but could I tell
Ivan, I
how
want-
much effort would go into making it?
I want a second opinion on this.
Yeah, go ahead and make your check that you did before.
18.
18.
There you go.
Okay. So, looking at this, indeed, it is solid metal, and it looks like it was mastercrafted, like somebody with a great deal of skill created this. What's strange about it, though, is that the style on it is unlike anything that you've ever seen before. You don't know where to place its value in terms of coin.
I say, and I then pull Ivan aside after he's done looking at it, and I just whisper into his ear, "I'm gonna offer him 80. We're gonna shoot for 100. Sound good?"
I sort of nod to him. Say one. About, say, 80 gold pieces for this.
80? No, I said 120. It's very rare. Only thing I have like that.
Where is it from?
Some guy.
Very
Some
rare.
guy?
Where is it from? Some guy.
Yeah, he's not here anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, his brother, some guy.
Traveler,
Me and my
years back,
dwarf
something like
companion.
that.
Me and my dwarf companion have conferred. We believe 80 is a sensible offer.
Well, I think 120.
I look at him and I is there a way to tell if can I insight check him to see if he's
Oh, yeah,
kind
for
of-
sure.
like
Yeah.
He's
If-
Like,
screwing
is
you.
he trying to give us a fair price and we're like,
Mhm.
kind of being dicks about it, or is
Yeah,
he still
please do.
highballing us?
Like, is he really holding his ground because he thinks it's worth that much, or
19.
In 2 seconds, I have to do something.
9?
Moved.
There we go.
Can't all be winners.
Let's see here. Sorry, I somebody had made a channel here. I had to shift the numbers that you got for checking what Juan is thinking here. What were they?
Oh. Well,
19.
yeah, he got...
And the higher one.
I got 9.
19 and a 9. Middle tier, and you're not sure what to make of him.
Mhm.
Ivan, looking at him, you think that he truly believes that this is the price that he should sell it at, and you get the sense that he's not going to budge at all.
Hmm.
Now,
I
that
kind
being
of turn to
said,
middle tier and
yeah, you can't quite tell whether or not he's slighting you as far as the price goes.
Okay, so like us, we're failing at haggling, but we can't quite tell if he thinks it's a fair price.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of whisper over to middle tier. Still got that arrow?
I do. I do have one idea, though. I could charm him.
No.
No.
I'm looking at him like sternly, like the fact that you even suggested that is pissing me off right now.
Fine. I pull the arrow from the backpack and I hold it over my 2 hands and I approach. I say, "What can we get for this arrow? Which is of high craft. Is also. Wait, is it a magical arrow?
It is.
Okay. Magically imbued.
Oh, it's nice.
Say 100 gold pieces and the arrow for the staff.
Deal.
I'll shake him.
Alright.
He shakes your hand and concludes that deal, adding, let's see here. He takes the arrow and takes 100 gold. You get this new staff. So Zai, you can add a new metal mountain staff, 1d8,
How
1d10.
much?
And you are left
Staff
with
of
93
broken
gold.
skulls.
93 divided by 4.
I want you to go ahead and make an insight check for me, Zai.
It tells me this is a
Insight.
good time to get a good. Well, see, table talk. I feel like it's cursed if he's just like, oh, it's just
Yeah, if
some
he asks
guy.
you to roll for no reason, it's
Oh,
important.
19.
As you hold on to this, the staff almost seems to vibrate with a strange energy in your hand. It's not unpleasant, but you feel like there's something more to the item. It's kind of like when you see something that's an artifact of a bygone age, like something that's more than a couple hundred years old. It almost has like a soul to it. You feel that when you hold this staff.
Okay, I try to keep it to myself. I don't want to end up costing us any more money.
Okay.
I think we got a pretty good deal on this since I have no concept of.
Oh my god. Zai thinks it's good magic.
That's cool. I welcome a curse. I can handle it if it is.
The demonic voice is like, "Hey kid, you want to buy some drugs?"
Okay. Is 10 platinum enough?
Kids want to smoke some
Fear
crack.
shows up. Oh, hey, you found my staff.
You kids got any of that crack?
Oh, sorry. Real quick before we finish any deals, I just want to say. Oh, by the way, do you have anything like darts or shurikens or any kind of thing I can throw?
Oh, yeah. He goes ahead, moves a panel, and you see behind it everything from these throwing stars to daggers, darts, and what looks like bags of caltrops, and then one of them's literally just a bag of rocks.
Oh my god.
It's like a sort of see-through-ish, like a cheesecloth type bag that just has like a bunch of hand-sized stones in it.
Rocks are tempting, but how much for say a stack or a bag of throwing stars?
Oh, okay. Let's see. Hmm. 1 gold for 10.
I'm actually gonna I'll throw down 4 gold.
Oh, you can add 4 bags of throwing stars. There are 10 in each.
Oh.
And the throwing stars have the exact same stats as your darts
Darts?
do,
Yeah, 1d4, I figured.
But they're cooler.
but they're
I just
100
need-
times cooler.
I just need stuff to throw. I got nothing left to throw at people.
+5 edginess.
They would also be a lot harder to break than the darts.
And I say, all right, Juan, just one more thing. We're looking for non-perishable rations.
Oh, yeah, I have something. He tells you.
Oh, I need a backpack.
Yeah,
And
you take this free, and he grabs a backpack and just puts it on the desk. And he says, the rations only 5 silver each.
Okay.
Because you're such good customer, might as well.
Right, well, I very much appreciate that, Juan.
So you have 93
So-
gold here. Do you want to turn some of it into rations?
How much is 20 rations each?
20 rations? Well, 5 silver each, so
So-
10 gold.
10 gold for
A gold
20
gets
rations.
you 2 rations. So yeah.
So, okay, so 10... So, we'll use 40 of our 93 and
For
get
80 rations.
80
Oh.
rations, 20 each.
Damn, son. Okay, everyone add 20 rations as well on top of all the other stuff. There's 53 gold left on the desk.
Juan, do you have like a portable blacksmith's kit?
okay, we're at 91 total, guys.
Table talk, I can't hold 20 rations. It's too heavy, so I'm gonna
Really?
tuck 20 of them
Well, give them to me.
into Darren's, like, bum arm.
I'm getting a backpack and I'm literally carrying nothing but the bare essentials.
Okay.
Oh wait,
So-
how do you determine your carrying capacity?
Right,
It's 5
times
times your strength.
We use super neato PDF sheets that calculate it for you. But yes, it's like strength by 5, and then at different increments you get different penalties.
Ew. I can't carry 20 rations either.
So if you're
How
going
mu-
over by like a few pounds, don't worry about it.
How much
Homebrew that
rations
doesn't-
Okay.
weigh again?
But if you're over by like 10, 20 pounds, then like you're gonna have to actually suffer
Okay.
the consequences.
I think rations are 2 pounds a piece, aren't
Yeah,
they?
those are,
Yeah.
that's
Give-
really heavy.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
basically like a brick of food.
I mean, apart from that, I'm not really carrying anything. I'm carrying like paper.
Yeah, like
Okay, I
space
lied.
wise,
I
they don't
lied.
take
I
up
can
much.
I can take 15. Never mind.
They're very
But I'm
dense
at my
is all.
max.
Sure. So
I
you
can
take-
carry quite a bit more.
Okay.
I'll ask Dudarin, could you carry 10 of these rations for me?
That's no problem.
Thank you.
To
I'm not
calculate
even at
carry
half
weight,
yet.
you take the weight of your heaviest party member and subtract your intellect. Negative modifiers add carry capacity.
Negative modifiers add carrying.
Thank you, Jen.
Hey!
Hey,
The
it's Darren. We're
stupider
good.
you are, the more you can carry.
So
How much was the backpack?
it was
think it
free.
was
He just gave it to you.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Juan thinks you guys are cool now that you've stopped being stingy assholes.
Hey, we weren't being stingy assholes. We were being
Cough,
fair.
cough.
We weren't. Metal tier ones.
I'm just trying to get a good deal, guys.
AKA being a stingy asshole.
All I try to do is help the party. This is the thanks I
This is
get.
how they repay me.
Juan, do you know a good doctor?
Interesting. He says, why? Because your arm not so good?
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of dangles there. It's not very useful anymore.
It's in a sling.
for you, I know best, doctor.
He steps over the desk, like he puts like a leg on it and like kind of awkwardly climbs over it and says, wait here, and then goes out through the door and leaves you all.
Mm-hmm.
That worries me.
He eventually comes back and he returns with what looks like a a grandma type character. She's this woman hunched over, probably like 70 years old, with a pair of spectacles on her nose. You can't even tell if she's looking from beyond her like slit eyes, and makes her way over and stares at you, and he like whispers a few words to her, and she looks over at you and kind of inspects your arm, not taking any care for like what pain it might cause or anything. She just like grabs it and like holds it out and like kind of extends it, just like, yeah, it's no good.
There,
God.
Yeah,
damn it.
it's not good. That's why I need a doctor.
The two of them whisper
Also, that
amongst
hurt.
themselves for a bit, and then eventually she kind of like dismissively makes a hand gesture at Juan, and then like steps out from beyond the door. And Juan looks over to you. And he says, "Sorry, I don't think I can help with that."
Do you know someone who can?
Yeah, Ma doesn't know what to do.
He asked
Can't-
his mom. What more could he ask for?
Then can we get rid of it?
Your arm?
Oh. He looks over and he stares at like one of the wooden panels, and then he looks back at you and he says, "What do you mean exactly?"
Yes, what do you mean to Darren?
I couldn't even cut my own food. It's useless to me.
No, bad idea.
Oh,
Always
can
a
you move
bad
it?
Don't
idea.
do anything rash.
I move it to the most of my ability.
Okay, yeah, you
Function-
like raise your arm very slowly. Says, "See, it's fine."
Well, dude, Darren, think of this. If somebody hits you in the side with a sword, your arm will block it. If you don't have that arm, you're just gonna get chopped in the ribs.
See,
Or
smart man.
Or perhaps you might, get it fixed one day. There's no need to cut it off.
I'd rather have a doctor take it off than some weird lizard man, as an example.
Random example.
Hmm. Well,
I just don't think it's a
Juan-
good idea, dude. Darren.
Juan, we're keeping the arm.
Hold on, it's my arm.
Group
Oh,
decision.
you're probably going to lose the arm
Keep the
anyways
arm.
at some point. Just keep it for
Zod!
now.
Shut up.
Juan makes his way over to the other side of the desk and moves a panel, and behind it you see a bunch of surgical equipment, like a meat cleaver and a bone saw, and then he looks over at your group with like a worried look on his face.
No, Juan. Bad idea.
Okay,
Dude,
well,
Darren, don't you think it's saying something if I think this is a bad idea?
Yeah, exactly.
Juan, I fell off a mountain onto this arm.
oh, that's no good.
Yeah.
Well, I think what you need is not...
I just put like a shield strapped onto there or something later.
Yeah,
Fine.
no, we get you something.
I just need like a nub so my pack doesn't fall off.
Or you could keep the arm. That works.
To Darren, you could get it fixed one day, but you lose it now, it's gone.
Plus, you'll be all lopsided. I mean, that'll be a pain to get used to.
Yeah, Juan nods in acknowledgement.
For what possible reason could you have to get rid of your arm?
Out of character? Because his int is now 8. In character? Yeah, it's kind of bugging me. Always kind of feels tingly. It's not good.
Juan,
I have
think...
I have cream for that.
Oh, there we go. Cream. That'll work. Yes.
It's only 3 gold.
3 gold. Fine. 3 gold.
Okay, he takes the 3 gold, leaving you with 50, and places a small glass container there and moves it over towards you.
Here we go. This'll work.
While he's putting cream onto Darren's arm, I'm just gonna quickly huddle aside with the other two and look. I think for the time being, we need to make decisions by committee and not let Darren make them for himself.
again, I do not know how you have these moments of clarity, but yes, agreed.
I see nothing wrong with my plan.
Are you applying the cream to your arm?
Well, I'll kind of begrudgingly. It's like,
Okay.
I'll try it. Doesn't work. Getting
Oh.
rid of the arm.
A warm, tingly
We'll talk
sensation
about it. We'll talk about it.
falls over your arm, and it feels kind of nice. And the arm doesn't feel so weird after all.
Ancient icy hot?
Yeah, it's Tiger Balm.
Tiger Balm.
It has a very potent smell to it that some of you really enjoy, and the others just can't stand.
Oh, so it really is ancient Tiger Balm.
Yeah.
Sorry, Juan. One last thing. Do you have a small buckler that we might strap to
You
Dudaren's
said
arm
one
there?
less thing 5 times.
I know.
He like moves over the same panel he had before where Ivan's shield was taken from, and you can see that there's little bucklers there, and he says, "Yeah, we get strapped, put them on there, it'll be fine."
I have a shield.
Well, maybe you need new shield, new arm, new shield.
It's the same arm. I think Dudaren will be quite alright with
I mean, I
his
had the old
shield
shield I had.
He takes 2 bucklers from here, and he walks over and he holds one, like one to like the upper arm and then one over his forearm. He's like, "See, see."
Yeah, that's like 4 AC, isn't it?
Just cover yourself in shields.
He says, "Look, get a strap. Arm would be super protect."
What do I think that Dudaren would be able to A, use these, and B, would it have any beneficial effect?
Table talk, no bonus to AC, but you think that it would prevent his arm from suffering further damage in most instances. So it would be like insurance to get it fixed
Right.
one day, but not
Would-
help him in combat.
Would the same work with his old shield? Like, would that also offer essentially insurance that his arm wouldn't be destroyed?
Yes, you could.
Does
Okay.
he get the +2 regular for having a shield?
No, because he can't wield it. Like he
Mhm.
can't move it around to block blows or anything.
Well, I'm just imagining somebody like using their shoulders to like whip their arm around in front of a blade.
I think we'll stick with his other shield for the time being. If we need bucklers, we'll come back to you, Juan.
Okay. Well, look, I can't fix on, but I think we did good business. You don't have more items to sell, do you?
No. Actually, we don't.
Okay, well, Great House of Shu is always here if you need anything. And, I know Amma can't fix your arm, but maybe someday you'll be fine.
Alright, Juan. Pleasure doing business with you.
Well, what do we do next now?
Here, come to my room. We will discuss in private our next steps.
Okay.
I'm gonna put on my winter clothes.
And while you guys are leaving, Juan shouts to you from the room and says, use cream on your face, ugly.
Noted.
And the rest of you make your way over to your rooms.
I asked them to come to my room.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah, I'll
all
go to
meet
his
up
room.
in Meneltieren's room. The covers have been drawn there. It's a little bit into like late afternoon, and you're all seated in here. It's a very nice
We
plush
had
room.
50 gold left over, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
so you can
I'm
split that however you
carrying
want.
that at the moment.
Okay, so you're carrying that.
At the moment. I say, alright, as far as the gold is concerned, I will need approximately 18 of this gold to fully transcribe the spell for my use. What we do with the rest, or if you'll allow me to take that gold.
I don't care. You guys can hang on, but
Alright, I'll pick up 18. And
Okay.
I'll hand the rest to Ivan, because now I also do not believe that Dudaren is capable of making any sort of logical decision.
You talk about cutting off your own arm, and everyone thinks you're crazy.
It's a good idea.
'Tis but a scratch.
It's but a flesh wound. Yeah. Oh god.
Well, while they're kind of looking at the gold, I'm just gonna shove my staff into Metal Turn's hands. Hey, does this seem weird to you?
Would this be Arcana check or detect magic?
Either, as you hold on to it, it seems like just a normal metal staff. See all of its nice engravings and everything on it.
What do you mean? This is it's a metal staff.
I don't feel anything strange at all.
I like bounce it between my two hands. I kind of wave it a couple times. No, nothing.
It was made for me, and I snatch it back. Just look at it and smile.
I just assume Zai is doing weird Zai
Sigh
things.
things.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Well,
I am pouting in the corner.
what's wrong, Dudarin? Alright.
Spend
Did you want to say something?
Could just cut my arm off. Would have
No.
been way easier.
New party rule. All decisions made by a vote needing a majority.
Nay.
Specifically when it comes to limb removal.
Agreed. Ivan.
Nay.
How do you vote in this matter?
Oh, yeah. I'll avoid cutting off any limbs without speaking to you guys first.
All right, and Zai?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, 3-1. Matter resolved.
If you're that eager to dare, let's go out and find something to do in town. Perhaps there's some bandit or monster that will cut your arm off in combat.
Yeah, but then we have to come back to the doctor.
Well, it's more honorable than losing it in town just because you were sick of it.
We could keep it.
Excuse me. Before you two go on bickering about whether or not to remove his arm, perhaps we can decide what our next step is? Tonight,
Well,
I wish to read the stars and see if the prophecy is developed.
That is perhaps the best idea. I would imagine Theo would be showing up at some point, and is not going to be too happy with us.
Or, as I fear, overly happy to get us wrapped up in another deal. Of which, and I look at Ivan, dwarf, we will be accepting graciously.
Well, I mean, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
Ivan, I understand your qualms with dealing with devils, but we do not have that much of a choice.
Why not? I still don't understand what the issue is.
I
He
feel like
loaned
Theo
us-
could kill us quite easily if he wanted.
Additionally, he loaned us an item of great power, of which had to be destroyed in ensuring our safety.
I'm sure he'll understand.
I'm sure he will, but I'm also sure that he will want something in return.
Well, I'm sure he'll just have to go into Geofax's dungeon and take something of equal value.
I don't think he will agree with that. Although I'll say we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yes? All right. So, I shall read the stars tonight, and we shall decide what to do in the morning then.
It seems like the best plan for now.
All right.
Need to find some kind of guidance.
Until then, do what you wish. I will be staying in my room, transcribing this spell.
Okay. So are we fast forwarding into the evening for this prophecy, or are you guys going to wander around? Are you going to stay here in your rooms? Like, what's the plan?
I don't want to go outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the warmth.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Transcribing a spell works, any homebrew rules for that, or?
We do it by the book, so you need
Okay.
the 50 gold
Yep,
ink.
per hour. Or 50 gold per level, and
Yeah.
2 hours per level, so 4 hours, 100 gold.
So if you have the money to get this ink, you certainly can do it.
I have 100 gold.
There it is. So Juan will provide that for you if you go and talk to him.
And now I have 7 silver.
Okay. Nicely done. Alright, so you do this while everybody spends their time in the great house of Shu. Eventually, evening rolls around. Crowd in the main room changes a little bit, and it kind of dies down as the time goes on. Some drinking happens, and eventually sleepily head out the door, and parties start to... And are all of you in your separate rooms, or are you all in Meneltyrn's room, or what?
I mean,
I was gonna say I'd probably be in my room, but I'd probably go out and check the stars out at night with him.
As much as I wanted to get my arm removed, my bed was comfy.
So,
We haven't been in an actual bed for like months.
the two
Yeah.
elves are gonna go and check out the stars.
so we're already kind of like on a, like the city is raised as it is.
Yes, it's up on a hill.
Okay. That's good. Is there a particular high point in the city that doesn't look like it's like a main building or heavily occupied?
Interesting. You can see that the largest building here is most easily the palace towards its center.
We
And-
will not be going towards the palace.
Indeed. Otherwise, perhaps the city walls, or maybe you could get onto a roof of like one of the 2 or 3 story buildings.
Okay. Okay. Are there like any kind of open parks or anything like that?
Yes, there
Okay.
are some open areas that you could go to.
Okay. I'm gonna aim for something like that.
Alright, there is a concrete-like courtyard available to the two of you, and you step out there. In the evening, there's very few people wandering about, at least in this part of town, and stand out there and read the stars, and I need you to go ahead and make for me a intelligence check.
All right.
You have good conditions for reading the stars. Oh, that was nearly a 2.
It was nearly, but it ain't, and that's a that's a modded 20.
It's a modded 20. You see, the prophecy has been altered drastically, and what you had seen previous, speaking of the gods and secrecy and war, has since changed, and instead you see a throne that a one-armed man stands upon with a sword triumphantly above his head. 3 disciples at his side.
So, as I'm kind of reading this, like a large grin just kind of because how uncrowded is this area?
There's nobody around for
Okay.
like hundreds of feet.
I
as far
would
as you
have
can
taken
tell
off
with the
my
wind.
mask to get a better view, and if Zai's looking at me, he can see a large grin growing across my face.
Something change in the stars, Amarth?
Something indeed. Something great.
You notice something else about this. At the height of this prophecy, there is something that you've come to know as a direction star, and it's a star that actually points to a location. And this one vaguely tells you to go northwest.
Okay.
You can see this star, and so long as it doesn't move or change, you'll actually be able to see where it is every evening and refer to it if you so desire. If the prophecy changes, then knows, maybe that direction star will change. But for now, it's like a beacon up there in the night sky calling you towards this prophecy.
Okay. If I don't see anything else, and I've gathered that that's everything the stars can tell me, I'll put my mask back on. And I'll look to Zai. Zai, we have direction again.
Oh, that's good news indeed. What do the stars tell you?
A one-armed man stands upon a throne, wielding a sword, surrounded by 3 disciples. And the stars lead us to the northwest.
Do we need to cut Dudaren's arm off?
Not immediately, just like from pure joy and bliss to just utter disappointment. Not that kind of one. No. We don't need to cut Darren's arm off.
Oh, good. I'm
Okay.
glad.
I just kind of compose myself again. I just pat Zai on the back. I'm like, yes, good, Zai, good.
Well, where do the stars say that we should go next?
To the northwest.
Back where we came
exactly,
from.
I do not know.
I seem to remember there was some town out there, but I don't remember there being any pathway.
The northwest is Roche. The nearest town is Sov. But also to the northwest is, well, where I found you all, Balu.
Yes, that's also where things happened. It worries me a bit, but who am I to argue with a prophecy?
Yendu will guide us.
What do you suggest we do next? Should we get ready to start traveling northwest tomorrow?
I believe so.
It'll be a long and hard trip.
Indeed, but we have made proper preparations.
Yes, that is true. Shall we head back to the inn and fill the others in?
I think we shall.
So you make your way back, and it is midnight, or at least somewhat into. And you're gonna go and wake Ivan and Dudaren.
No, I'll
Yeah, we'll let them have a night's
yeah,
sleep.
we'll
Okay.
tell him in the morning.
Everybody gets a long rest, and you wake the next day.
All right. I'll just kind of getting up earlier than the rest of them, only needing 4 hours. I'll just kind of, knock on each of their doors and go in a little bit and just be like, meet me in my room when you're ready, and head back to my room.
Okay.
I forgot to ask, how much do those arm bucklers weigh?
Oh, the little bucklers? They would weigh like 3 pounds each.
Okay, I just making sure.
Hey, those throwing stars, what am I using for weight on those? I just put a pound a bag, but if it's more than that, I can...
Oh, for the weight? Yeah, a pound of
Yeah.
bag is about right.
Pound a bag works? Okay.
So is everyone meeting Meneltirn in his room as per his request?
I mean, I'll probably get up, grab a meal, and then
Take him his time. Yeah.
Sure.
grab a second meal to probably bring up to Meneltirn in his room afterwards.
Okay, yeah, the meal will run you anywhere from a few copper to a few gold, depending on what you want to get. I assume you're not going to buy like a $50 meal like some people do.
No, if I just spent like a silver for a couple of meals.
Okay, sounds good. You get
Alright,
something
I'll-
rather simple and meet with the rest.
I'll bring a meal up to Meneltirn.
Okay.
Alright, what do you want
We
to do
all
as you
gather?
meet here?
Okay. Well, does everybody gather?
Ivan, Dudaren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Prophecy has changed, drastically. However, it has changed in our favor, I believe. In the stars I read of a man standing on a throne, wielding a sword in one arm, surrounded by 3 disciples. I believe this bodes well for you, Dudarin. Additionally, the directional star of which I followed to find you, and as such we will follow to continue with the prophecy, points northwest. I believe we should make our way as soon as possible.
Oh, but we just got here.
Yes, we did, Dudarin, but the gods wait for no one, I suppose, and we must be off.
Eventually. Is there a reason we would need to leave now?
Is there a reason we wouldn't?
We've spent-
Meneltiern says, starting to grit his teeth.
Well, we spent a good 2 weeks traveling southeast. Was it Vigny we left in Roche to go to southeast? I'm trying to remember back.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was Vigny, then
We
southwest,
spent
then
weeks
northeast.
traveling out of Vigny. Spent a good deal of time in the dungeon, and then over a week in the snow. To get here in Len Maw, and you want to leave after a single day because you think the stars told you to?
I do not think, I know. The gods... Dwarf, I do not expect you to entirely understand, but the stars are leading us in this direction. We must follow without a single moment waste.
Keep in mind that when we were up north, our fearless leader may have angered the Red Queen. We disappear for a while in the dungeon, come back, and it's a harsh winter. Something tells me that's not just luck.
If the
Perhaps
Red
we-
Queen has dealings with us, it will be part of our fate.
Yes, perhaps we must head back where we came from to try to patch up what wrongs we may have done while there.
There is no reason for us to stay in Len Maw.
Interesting.
What's interesting? I don't like that.
I know, right?
What's the group think?
Dude, Ivan?
I mean, we just got here.
But this is the life of an adventurer. You don't just get to town and stay in comfort.
We need to resupply. Gotten rations, we've gotten some equipment, but I think we still need a few more things. We got lucky that we had the puzzle box to kind of take care of us as we traveled
We
northeast
still
here,
have it.
Yes, and from what you had told me before, Juden's you had it once before and it disappeared on you.
No, it didn't disappear. We jumped down a waterfall inside of a mountain and lost it.
Well, in the event that something similar happens, we need
Well, lesson
supplies
learned.
to
We just won't
survive
jump
out
down
there.
Ah,
waterfalls.
yes. Yes.
That one in the background hearing we need stuff. Even though we're in Middleton's room.
That's the DM in the background reflecting on places to put waterfalls later.
Well, perhaps we can talk with one before we leave and the last items that think that we should be purchasing.
Well, I mean, we can also look around the city.
Don't we have to cross that border thing?
Hmm. I do not know if the border between here and Sov will be closely guarded, but in any event, we will be crossing a border.
I feel like the borders may have more important issues on their minds at this time.
Hmm. Point being, I see no reason for us to stay. Hmm.
Hmm.
Welcome to a shitty walk.
They're Mongolians.
Well,
Uh.
I plan on walking around the town and seeing if there's anything else of interest here.
Fine.
Okay.
The horse.
You must be difficult. Be so. But we cannot afford to stay in here again. At the very least, I cannot. And I
No,
see.
can find lodging elsewhere.
Hmm. So,
Clan has good ideas there.
no. Bad
No.
Chat saying we could just out Metal Tyrann.
Hmm. That is evil, guys. Don't fall to their whim.
Well, I'm assuming that we're
Do
done
we want to
talking.
have-
I'm probably gonna try and head out. Find a place for more lodging,
Okay.
cheaper lodging.
So you're gonna leave, and the rest of the group, what will you do while Ivan goes to scour the town, or are you going to join him?
I'll join him until we find cheaper lodging, at which time I'll purchase it and stay there for the duration.
Okay.
I will go look about town as well, but I kind of like this place.
All right. So Ivan.
I'm staying here too. I'll pay the 3 gold.
Okay. Ivan, you are kind of leading the group as you go through town. How about you go ahead and roll an insight check, and let's see if you can find some stuff.
That's a 16.
Okay. You manage to find another place of lodging here. And sure enough, a few blocks into the city, you see a little place called the Tin Roof. And it appears that the Tin Roof is a little tavern that definitely is not quite as grandiose as the other place. And if you wander by it, you can see there's like a tiny little sign that seems to have been propped up on a post nearby that has prices on it. And it seems as though they only charge 5 silver.
How much for a meal?
It looks like 1 silver.
Okay. Taking a look on like the outside, and as I walk in, kind of looking around, does it seem like this is an exceptionally like dingy, cheap place, or is it like just a bit more reasonably priced?
No, it
Modest.
looks about average. Like you can see
Okay.
that on the floor, there's wooden floorboards, but like the paint is chipped and stuff like that, and the tables are kind of old. But there's people in here, and they're sitting about and eating, and there's little rooms at the back end.
Okay. I look to Ivan. This seems well suited enough.
It'll do. Sorry. So, Zai and Dude, we're both planning on staying at Juan's or
The
At least for
great
the-
house of Shu.
Great House of
Yeah.
Shu.
I'm probably hoping that we're not going to be in town too long, so for at least the first night I'll be crashing here. I kind of like Juan in the House of Shu.
Okay. So some of you are going to get rooms here, and some of you are going to get rooms there. Okay. Let's see here. there's a woman who's middle-aged by the name of June, who introduces herself to you all and says, just some rooms for you all?
Yes, please.
Handing over the 5 silver, those of you that want rooms are able to get keys.
Okay.
Go. And if you take a brief gander in them, they're nothing like the luxurious rooms at the Great House of Shu. However, there is a bed that you'll be able to sleep in, like a little nightstand, that kind of thing. It's very standard fare. You've spent many nights in places like this before.
Right.
Well, yeah. Those of you who've been adventuring for a while, at least.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna settle in, kind of, flip through, a book I have of kind of like prophecy and that sort of thing, and just
Okay.
kind of look through my prophecy, and I'll do that until tomorrow.
All right. Ivan, you're going to keep wandering the city?
Yeah, so I'm wandering the city. My primary goal is to find a place that sells sort of like a traveling blacksmith's kit. You know,
Yes.
things to like kind of file down swords, hammer out dents and shields, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Roll a perception check for me.
Perception.
Oh!
I think that's high enough.
Well then, that will do. While traveling around, you notice that there are a good deal of shops here and there, and that it seems, unlike in a lot of places where there's like a market, there are just little shops in between all houses everywhere, and it makes the whole thing kind of tough to organize in your head. However, it does mean there's kind of always like another little shop nearby, and you only really make your way around the corner before you find what looks like a place selling craftsman tools, just like all of them. However, there's something else that you see, and you get a horrible and bad feeling in your gut when down the road atop a 3-story building, there's a crow there that looks around, and it gives you an ominous feeling like deep in your gut. And as it turns its gaze towards you, you almost like instinctively step back around the corner where you were so it can't see you. Like the feeling that you don't want it to see you almost overpowers you. What do you do?
Do I get the impression that this is the same crow we had seen in that other town?
Yes.
Okay. How confident am I that it won't see me if I'm like peeking around a corner looking at it?
As you
Yeah,
peek around the
boy.
corner and look at it, you can tell that it stares down and scours at all the different people. The city of Len Ma is bustling with folks, and it's like looking through all the people on the street, almost turning its head to the side and then quickly jerking over to the right. You don't know if you could make it through the crowd without it seeing you or not. You could try and conceal your identity from it by like holding something, or maybe like if you had a hood, that could help.
I'm gonna assume that the winter clothing probably had a hood with it. Or
Yes. So your new clothes, you could bundle up and try and move around without it
then
noticing you.
I'll bundle up in the clothes,
Okay.
Keeping my eye on the crow, I want to know if it spots me and recognizes me. But I'm trying to keep out of its line of
Make a
sight.
deception check, please.
Oh, this is not going to be good. It's 10. Yeah,
A
sorry.
10. Okay. You bundle up, and while moving around here, you kind of keep your head down low and make your way towards the shop. And are you gonna like peer up to see if the thing notices you on occasion?
On occasion, yes.
Okay. It doesn't seem to pick you out in the crowd, and you're able to make your way into the shop.
Okay.
Inside of the shop, you can see what looks like a fairly young man who has in his company just this crazy assortment of tools all over the place. And if you're looking for blacksmith tools,
So, yeah, I don't think blacksmith's tools are part of like the standard player handbook tool set.
I think
Like,
they
you
are.
kind of need a forge most of the time.
I thought
let's not
that
see
was
it.
one of the ones they include. I could be wrong.
Blacksmith tools is on there.
Am I blind? Where is it?
20 gold. I believe, is the price. But
Under like
Alchemist,
artisan tools, or is it a
brewer.
different section?
yeah, artisan tools. It's right under potter's tools, smith tools.
Oh, Smith. Okay, I was looking for blacksmith. That's why.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Going
appears
crazy.
that these are being sold for a base price of 30 gold.
Okay. And then continuing the table talk, would I need to be proficient with like woodcarver's tools to use them, or just like I would have a poorer roll without being proficient?
If
I'm
you're
pretty
not
sure you need
proficient,
to be proficient.
you just don't get to add the stuff to it. You can still attempt to do things with it, but it's going to be fairly difficult depending on what the task is.
Okay.
But you can still attempt. Like, all it takes for a peasant to try and build a house is to go and get carpentry tools and just work at it. But, you know, if they roll poorly repeatedly and don't have any counsel, they could create a house that will cave in on one day.
Yeah. Okay. Can I try and bargain with the guy, I guess? Get
Sure.
down to like 25 gold.
Yeah, he looks over and he says, hey, welcome to Laska's Tools. What are you looking for?
Ah, looking for a set of smith tools?
30 gold.
30. Seems a bit high. Couldn't do, say, 25?
Frowns. Go ahead and roll your perception check. Or, sorry, persuasion. Oh my fuck, Relic, what are you doing?
You know, gotta make up for missing last session. Get those net 20s in.
He reluctantly hands the tools over, waiting for the 25 gold.
Okay, I hand him 25 gold and try to, you know, be cheerful about it. Oh, thank you, sir. Very generous.
Okay. You're not entirely sure why he gave you the discount, and he kind of gives you a puzzled look, and you're not sure whether or not you should push your luck. He seems to have some strange opinions about you that he's not sharing.
Okay, I'm also gonna see, do you have a set of woodcarver's tools as well?
10 gold.
10 gold. What's in it? Kind of like trying to figure out if it's like a standard set, because that, like, I'm assuming in character, I would think that's high as well as out of character.
So, looking at the tool set, it does indeed seem like it's a complete one. And... oh, I think I went past it. So...
What?
sorry.
That was so random.
Here we go.
Let's see. Yes, smoke weed every day.
It says right here in the player's handbook. Carpenter's tools, was it?
Unfortunately, it's on page
woodcarvers.
419.
Carving tools.
Yeah,
Woodcarver's tools.
1 gold in the handbook.
You think that he is asking for considerably more than what you would pay. You're not sure if it has anything to do with, like, the frowny looks that he gave you.
Trying to
Chat
make
says,
his money back.
Holy shopping, Batman. I just got back after, like, an hour, and they're still at it.
Oh, we've been in a dungeon for like a
Mhm.
month.
Straight up combat for
Yeah, if you
man.
had the Endless
Sessions?
Dungeon puzzle box, you'd be shopping too when you got out.
I had players spend 4 hours shopping. This is nothing.
That's the best session.
It's a
Just
filler
that
episode
session.
every now and then, okay? That's how it is.
I think I'll have to pass. Thank you though, and I'll head out.
Okay. So you head out, and
Is the crow still there?
the crow has moved to a different rooftop, but it continues to scour everybody here below. What do you want to do?
Attempt to avoid its line of sight and make it back to the inn where Metal Tyrann is, I guess.
Okay. You eventually make it back towards the tin roof and get over to Meneltyrn's door.
I'll knock.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'll put my mask back on and open the door. Look, see it's Ivan. Open the door fully. Come in.
Oh no. Just quick. I'm fairly done shopping. I'll take the rest of the day rest. But say tomorrow morning we all head out.
Excellent.
I'll head over
Sounds
to
good.
the Great House of Shu and let Dudarin and Zai know.
All right. By the way, do you have any spare gold so that I may acquire a meal here?
Kind of roll my eyes and pull 4 gold pieces out of my pocket and hand it to him.
Thank you.
High elf asking a dwarf for gold. Beautiful. Love it.
All right.
Low point in his life.
What has he done to deserve this?
In Ivan's life, yeah.
All right. So I guess head over to the Great House of Shu
Okay.
and
Yeah.
let Zion dude know that that's our plan. That we'll head out in the next morning.
Okay.
BRB.
What do you two think of the plan? Oh,
Hello.
They say
Zai.
nothing.
Dude.
Zion,
Cough,
Dudarin, Meal
cough.
died.
Oh, well.
Tried to amputate his arm in the night. Didn't go too well.
Technical issues. Zai, Dudarin, come back.
Baby,
Alright.
come back.
We will wait a brief moment here for them to return.
Sorry. I'm here. What's up?
Yeah, my dogs were being douches.
Okay,
I
I
just
see.
fixed it.
Yeah, I got someone over here, so.
Ivan has just mentioned that you are to leave tomorrow.
Oh, well, I'll have a meal first thing, and I'll wait for you outside the inn in the morning.
All right. And then is dude also okay with it?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. So I think that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is Dudarin's intelligence at, by the way?
8
Table?
currently.
8? 8 currently? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a peasant's int.
Okay. He might
Okay.
actually be smarter than a peasant.
I think peasants are actually around like 10.
No, 10 is like slightly above average, I think. For like the regular populace, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. The next day, all of you have gotten your long rest. 2 of you sleeping at the tin roof, and the other 2 sleeping over at the Great House of Shu. What do you want to do?
I get a meal.
Subtract that.
2 silver or 1 silver, I forget.
Food is 1 silver
1.
at the tin
Okay.
roof.
I'm gonna get myself a nice meal before I head out on the road, so I'll just give him 4 gold, 1 for the meal and 3 for the room for that night.
Okay. Yeah, you pay a few gold for a really nice meal, and that's what you get. Sure enough, the food here is as amazing as you remember it.
I think I'm also gonna pay gold for a meal.
It might be rough out there on the road. Okay, so you get your amazing food, and then you're gonna wait outside.
No, we're gonna wait inside. What are you talking about?
I'll probably stand outside for a couple minutes, then get cold, go back in. After a while, wait back outside and just repeat that until they show up.
I show up very early.
Yeah, I'm grabbing an early meal early in the morning, then heading over.
All right. You guys head over and find that on your way, because you're both traveling together, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for the crow though, and if I see it, I'm gonna try and like steer Metal Tyrion out of its way.
You
Not gonna
see
mention
it
it, but
on the opposite side of the street from the Great House of Shu, staring down at the door. Want to do?
Am I inside at this point?
Yeah, so you had gone out a bit earlier and got cold and went back in.
Okay.
So the 2 of you are waiting for your friends to show up. But
Okay.
it seems there's a complicating factor.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do here, Ivan?
Zai is going in and out of the door?
He was beforehand.
Okay.
Like earlier in the day before you guys got here.
Okay.
Well, if you want to wait here, Meltier, I'll go get them.
Why wait?
Might be quicker.
For a dwarf?
For you not to cause any more issues with Juan.
Fine. I'll wait.
Okay, so I'll bundle myself up, enter the Great House of Shu.
A deception check, please. Oh my
There.
God.
18.
Relic is
Yeah.
on fire. You make it in through the door, hiding yourself as best you can from the watchful eyes that you suspect to be the servants of Theo.
Okay,
Inside, at a table, you can see your two companions.
okay, do I see Juan, like, walking around or whatever?
Yeah, Juan is over at his podium there. He sees you as you come in and looks over and he goes, "Hey."
Oh, hello again. Just meeting my, my friends.
Are you stay in town for some time?
No, I think we're gonna be heading out fairly soon.
Okay.
Gotta move on.
Well-
Do you have a back exit by any chance?
Maybe. Why you ask?
I think I had seen someone, rather not run into, walking on the street.
I see. Run from the god. Probably stole something.
Oh, no, not the guard.
Well, you good customer, so I'll show you back door.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll collect Zai and Dude, and we'll head out the back door.
Okay. So instead of going through the main doors, Juan appears next to the group, and as Ivan comes to collect the two of you, Juan directs him down the door where most of the staff seem to come from, stepping by like some cooks that are working in a kitchen, and then going past down like a little access hallway, and then into another one.
Why are we going down this way, Ivan?
I'll explain later.
Did you get the supplies you needed?
Yes.
We have a tent or something for our trip?
Fuck.
Suppose that would have been a good idea.
Oh, Ivan.
Juan,
I'll
do you have a
spent so long
tent?
sleeping on the ground, got used to it.
Do you have a tent down here?
This isn't the kitchen? No. But if you want to buy something...
Yeah. Say, pick up enough tents for 4 people.
Oh yeah, something big. Yeah,
Well,
he
either
turns
2 small
around
ones
and
or
then
a
like
big one.
he tries to shove you back down this tiny hallway in the opposite direction. Do you
Alright,
go
so we
with?
follow him back to his
Okay.
his
It's,
trading room.
it's been a little while, Mentaltiern, and you're waiting around the
Right.
corner here, and you can see like the House of Juan like a block down there, and they
Right.
haven't come out yet. What do you want to do?
Starting to get a little annoyed. Where is that insufferable dwarf? Mentaltiern. Mentaltiern thinks that Ivan was acting a little bit strange.
Yeah.
Curious as for what reason.
Could you go ahead and roll me a perception check, please?
I was gonna say, Mentaltiern looks around.
I don't think you're gonna have the relic rolls though.
We'll see.
Literally the last roll relic had. Okay. As you look
21.
around with a positive
Go ahead
modifier,
again.
I take it.
Yeah, 21.
21, okay. You can see there's a few people wandering here and there, but there's a crow, completely isolated with no other birds around, standing in the same place that it has for a while, and it doesn't move its eyes away from the door there. Only occasionally, every now and then, kind of like turning its head to look somewhere else, but then just stares at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And something about it seems out of place, and you can't quite put your finger on it.
Mm-hmm. Go, Should have expected, I suppose. How close to the crow could I get? Without, like, so if it's out on the top of a building and I were to go to the base of the building,
It would be 3 stories up from you.
which is approximately how far?
Maybe like 30 feet?
Okay. I'd like to go to the base of the building.
Okay. So you're staying along the bottom there to try and not be seen.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not done.
And then I'm intrigued.
I cast a new spell I just learned.
Oh no.
Oh shit, fucker.
Blindness
Okay.
on the crow.
Interesting. Is that a save that has to be made?
On.
On. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay. If the creature passes the save, does nothing happen? Is it just rolled a 17?
Yeah, nothing. I don't think if it fails, nothing happens.
I mean, if it passes.
Right. If it
Okay.
passes, nothing happens.
Yep. So you go to cast the spell, and the bird shakes its head, and then looks around and starts like frantically kind of jumping from like one part to the other along the roof.
Is the building I'm at? Does it? What kind of building is it? I suppose.
It's like a very large city block.
Mm-hmm.
It's a combination of shops and houses and everything, all kind of bunched in together in multiple floors.
Am I right near a door or alcove?
Yes.
I would just like to step into there.
Okay. You just like step inside. The smell of tea wafts over your nose there, and you can see like little herbal things hanging from the doors, and like a woman from the back end goes, "Hello."
Yes, hello. If I see the crow like fly off in any direction, I'd like to step inside whatever shop or building this is.
Oh well, like you just stepped in through the doors.
Oh, okay, I got
Right,
you.
so
This
This
right.
woman said hello. You
Okay.
look from the window of the door and go to see if the crow decides to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really have a great vantage point, and unfortunately,
Right.
you can't really see what it's doing. But you don't see it fly off into the distance where you're looking at least.
So I'll just kind of stay by the door and wait for the party.
Okay. Meanwhile, you've been led back to the shop room, and Juan jumps over the desk here, more like kind of clambers over and fumbling makes his way to the other side. Sliding a panel over, he pulls out a large bag that has like a bunch of posts in it that you can feel and kind of hear clinking around. He says, "It's a good tent."
I trust it is a great tent. How much?
5 gold.
Pull out 5 gold.
Okay. He takes it and he says, "Oh, no haggle me."
No, I trust you. Give us a fair price.
It's the god that's after you. Well, you better get going then.
All right.
How
Well,
much did you say again?
Dude, I was just like, what? What just happened?
what's going on?
I
right,
need
yeah.
to know to subtract my gold.
No, I took the 5 gold out.
Okay, so
Oh,
you pay for it, and
okay.
the tent is handed over. You have a large 4-person tent you can add to your inventory.
Beautiful.
I thought we were getting like 4 one-person tents.
Oh wait, we gotta huddle together in a big ball for warmth.
I just can't hear, apparently. That's the issue.
We can get a one-person tent and just jam all 4 of us in it.
Well, we got one 4-person tent. How about we leave it at that?
Alright, so I'm assuming we don't need anything else. I guess we'll just let Juan lead us out the back.
Okay. He leads you out through the back, and eventually you're at a small room that looks like a bathroom, but it's never been used. Like it's just spotless, and there's dust on everything. And he points up to a little window that you can see is actually at like the ground level. So crawling out of the window, you would be like right at the floor. He says, "Okay, well, be good out there. Gotta get something to sell. Remember one."
Of course. Take care of yourself, Juan.
He gives you a smile and a nod, and kind of like a mischievous grin as you start to climb out of the window. And you see, Ivan, you're gonna go first, right?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
go first.
Meneltern and Dudarin, do you just... Oh, sorry, Zai and Dudarin, do you just follow him?
Yeah, I figure we'd have to get dude maybe middle so I can boost him a bit and
Okay.
Ivan can help.
Yeah, can I even fit through there?
You can, and the window's not so small that a full-size person can't get through. Perhaps the window is strategically built like that. And your arm does seem to have some function still. You're able to like reach up and kind of grab the side there to steady yourself, but you just can't really use it for any lifting force, and you kind of like one-armed shimmy your way out.
Right.
So you are all outside of the Great House of Shu in the back area. What do you want to do?
Okay, I'm gonna try and lead us sort of in like a wide circle back around to where I had left Meltier.
Okay. Meneltern, you've been in this shop for a little bit, and this like middle-aged woman wanders over to you and says, "Hey, you gonna buy something?"
I just kind of like give me a minute. I need to go talk with my wife outside, and then I leave. I step on the other side of the door, kind of flush against it again, and just kind of look around.
She kind of narrows her eyes as you make your way outside, and you hear like, and out there, what do you want to do?
Look for the crow and my party.
Okay. Perception check, please.
$19.
Now outside, you see the crow has changed spots, so it's on the other side of the street and is looking around down at the street corners. And you have just stepped out from one of these little shops.
Has it noticed me yet?
It doesn't seem like it has.
Disguise self.
Oh, what are you disguising yourself as?
Somebody from like we've kind of traveled this area. We know what people from here look like. Commoner.
Okay.
I don't want to be.
Yeah,
nothing
someone
flam-
like you've seen in the street in the last day.
Exactly.
Okay.
Town person H.
Town person H, exactly. Townsman A1. You quickly take this this new appearance, and then as you look around, you see kind of like around the bend, blocks away, that there's a little group of people over there. The rest of your party has started to
Right.
coalesce.
I make a beeline for them.
Okay. You get your way over there with your new appearance, and you guys
Right.
see stepping out from the crowd what looks like a commoner approaching the three of you as you're waiting here.
We must go quickly.
And then speaks exactly in Meneltern's voice.
And then I look to Ivan and I say, "I know what you saw, Ivan. We have some
Oh shit.
talking to do when we leave the city."
Let's just go.
What is it you guys
see?
saw?
Talk about it when we leave the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, fair, I don't get to see anything interesting.
So the group makes their way out of the city, leaving from the front gate, and then to go down the hill towards the northwest.
Correct.
Yes.
We're gonna trek through the wilderness to Sov.
Okay. You can see sort of ragged barrens and golden fields that have been partially covered with snow that just extends out in that direction. And in your new winter clothing, all set out, and there, atop this large hill with the city of Lenma behind you, a crow atop a building somewhere in there searching for you, we shall end session.
Is it bad that I imagine Juan as being a very, like, stereotypically, like, short,
Short, yep.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I
Big
don't mean, like,
eyebrows.
He said he
mean,
had
like-
a Fu Manchu and a goatee.
I
I don't
don't
know
mean,
why you would
like,
assume that, because Asians are some of the tallest people in the world.
I don't mean, like, human Asian short, I mean, like, he's, like, 2 foot tall.
Oh!
Like Yoda, right?
Like he's like a midget?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I would say that's close. He's like a fairly tall midget, you know. He's like almost at like
Like,
he's like a strong 4'5", you know.
like if you've
He's,
ever,
he's probably got like a bit of a hunch from being like old, right?
Yeah,
ever
Looks
exactly.
shorter than he is.
In his older days, he was
ever
probably like a 5.5 or something.
watched, like, Chowder, Master Lo Mein. Like, that's what I picture, except not green.
I'm glad Clan realizes how ripped off we got on that potion of clairvoyance.
What? You got to steal?
960 gold that thing is worth.
Oh. Yeah, but you guys would probably use it for something that was not worth 960
Oh.
gold.
Absolutely, which is why I was more than happy to sell it.
It just depends if I have it, right? If I have it, we may spend a lot of money on stuff we don't need.
Hmm.
That's why I don't handle the money.
Exactly. Easy peasy. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not that fucking image though. Oh Jesus! I'm gonna share that with chat if you don't mind.
Oh God.
Holy fuck. Okay, guys, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. I think you players did great. Audience members, always good to have you. Patrons, you're the reason we get to do this, and we'll see you next time. We're gonna hang around, talk some stuff. You're welcome to chill, and perhaps we'll catch you Wednesday evening. Adios.
Someone in chat is gonna understand my reasoning here. Someone
Chat's an
has to.
understanding beast. I'm
User
sure you'll be
joined
fine.
your channel.